All right, 1 2 1 2. My mic's working. You say some.
I like turtles.
Good, good. And we do in fact like turtles. Uh, so yeah, you and your fucking White Russian kick. No, they didn't have. So I went to a Christmas party last night, right? And
Mm.
these are like friends of ours. I didn't realize I was walking into. I've never been to their place. I just knew that they were up there, in terms of tax brackets because of where they are. They're like one their husband and husband. One husband's like deep in like a VP for a bank, and the other one is like really high in HR for another company. What's up, Wild? Yep, we're doing a stream on Sunday, the Lord's Day.
Oh,
But
speaking of, you should share your Discord screen so I can
oh, yeah, I should probably
see
do
the
that.
shit that we're here for.
But they pay for someone to serve hors d'oeuvres and drinks at their Christmas party. Like they got it like that. I immediately I totally my thoughts totally changed. You know what I mean? I was like, Jesus Christ, my taxes went up walking through the front door. Anyway, met the bartender, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just take a mule. He's like, well, what kind? And I'm like, oh shit. So like I've been to different bars that are like, we have a cherry mule, we've got a raspberry mule, we've got, it's just like different, usually like fruit flavor oriented mules. And I'm like, okay, what do you got? He's like, Moscow or Dublin. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. I didn't know the difference. There's a Moscow mule, which is vodka, or a Dublin mule, which is JMO. And holy shit, Dublin mules far surpass Moscow mules.
Oh yeah,
Like it's by such an immense margin. It's not even close. I was
surprised you
befuddled.
didn't know that there was a difference just
I
by the
didn't know
name. I mean,
either.
let's
And
think
I'm
about
like, yeah. Well, I've never
Moscow
heard of a
Mule.
Dublin mule.
Probably fucking
No, I'm not gonna lie. I've never
vodka.
heard of a Dublin mule before. You know what I mean? I've just heard of
Yeah,
the
that'll do.
Moscow mule, and so that's gonna be a go-to drink for me going out in public now. Like that. What's up, Impulse? How you doing? Let's go story
I
time.
had an
Fuck yeah.
Irish coffee. I mean, I had an Irish coffee.
Yeah, I've had an Irish coffee. I'm not crazy about them, but I mean they're pretty good.
They're not bad, but I would agree that they're not. They're like
They have
a
a purpose, right? That's
yeah,
usually like you're still hungover, you're eating fucking pancakes, you're regretting some decisions you made in a previous business day.
but you're a struggling alcoholic.
Yes, a little bit of a struggling alcoholic. So yeah, um, the Dublin Mules. Everyone. Add it to your fucking your go-to drinks because wonderful, wonderful things. And then I
Should
crammed
also
like
add
6 old fashions. I really like the old fashions they
no,
were making.
you no, I
You're not really,
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like
yeah.
you can't go wrong with an old fashioned. You know, it is old fashioned. However, comma, it's like one of those. I go to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about drinks. I'm either not 21 and I got into the bar, or I
Okay.
just turned 21,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the drink I'm gonna go for because it's not a simple beer, and it's not a simple like let me just do shots or like you're fucking coking like it's
Yeah.
one of those. It's like it's not basic enough for you to be like, huh, you're new to this fucking thing. But it's also like one of those things where it's like you've seen or heard someone that is probably in their 40s to 60s drink one at a bar or have one at a family function. You're like, well, that doesn't seem basic because it's not a fucking Jack and Coke and it's not shots and it's not beer. So it's got to
That's
be
exactly what
something
my
that people
counter
won't
was.
fucking judge me for.
Yeah, that's exactly what my counter was. Is like, I don't know. I feel you have validity, but also, you know what I find? It's one of those weird inverse relationships of like, oh, I got it because I know I'm at a bar, I'm trying to order a drink. But on the other hand, those who really are passionate about like what bourbon they like, just any kind of like whatever hard liquor they like, they then streamline straight for an old fashioned and then tell them to make it like a certain way. You know what I mean? Like it kind of, there's definitely like an elevation point of, oh, I'm 19, I just got my first fake, give me an old fashioned. And then there's, do you have makers? I want makers, make an old fashioned. You know what I mean? Like if there's a difference of ordering
Yeah,
style there for that drink.
I can agree to that because like if you are like actually a connoisseur of alcohol, you're gonna be like, hey, can I get an old fashioned? Can you make it with this? Like you know what you want, you know what you like.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, you got a fake or you're like you just turned 21. You're like, let me get an old fashioned. What do you want me to make it with? "No, I don't care. I just want an old fashioned." It's like, all right, so you're fucking new or you're underage. Which one is it?
Yeah, yes. And Wild said y'all had to get fakes. The fuck I did. No, I was 19 ordering in Rosemont like I was leading the crowd. There's actually a very long story about that, but no fakes, no fakes for me. I just witnessed a lot of fakes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a heavy drinker, but like, uh, I didn't start drinking till I turned 18. My
Really?
dad was like, "If you're old enough to serve, you're old enough to drink." Just, I mean,
Yeah,
my dad didn't care at like either way. He's like, "You're in high school now. You're probably gonna like do some shit." It's like actions have consequences. I know I'm a cop. I'm not gonna bail you out. You're gonna learn. Blah blah blah
sure,
blah blah. I'll pick you up
sure.
the next morning. This shit, don't
I
care.
could see him being
But
like
like,
that.
yeah, he didn't care. He's like, your job as a child is to your job as a teenager and growing up as a child is to have fun. So you go to school, get an education, and have fun. At no point in time during your school age like endeavors are you going to hold a job. You need money, ask us. Obviously it'll
Yeah,
be countered with like some sort of chores, but like we're
sure,
not
sure.
against giving you money because we want you to have an actual childhood. So I appreciate my parents for that.
Yeah, you have to
um
encourage adventuring, right?
yeah,
Getting punished for misadventures, getting blessed for positive ones. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a whole
yeah,
structure to that.
that's exactly what I do with Ella. It's just like I'm not going to tell her the fucking stove is hot and not touch it because I can tell her 1,000 times she's still going to end up touching it
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
later date. So
That
if I
one
just go,
video,
hey,
like
there,
it's the pot is hot on the bottom, and like she's like having like damn near scream it at her kid until like they finally realize, oh, the pot is hot on the bottom. Like there are wisdoms you can bestow, and then sometimes there are just knowledge you have to learn, right? And that's
yeah. And she learned pretty quick. She was like 2. We were baking something in the oven. Like
yeah,
I think it was doing like an oven baked chicken, um, or
solid.
an oven fried chicken.
Ooh,
Sorry, and
okay,
yeah, really good, really good.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she was like, she comes in, she's like 2 years old. She goes, "Ooh." I like happened like she was in there while we were cooking on the stove and whatnot, but she wasn't curious. Like she'll play with the knobs and whatnot, but she wouldn't touch anything.
Sure.
Um, and then we opened the oven to pull the chicken out, and she goes, "Ooh, hot."
Ooh,
Now she knows better, like, "Oh, the oven's hot. Let me not play when the oven's open. Let me not play with the
yeah.
stove."
That
But,
introduction of
like,
stimuli.
yeah, but she knows, like, so she knows better now, but, like, she'll still be in the kitchen and, like, fuck around. But, like, if the stove's on or, like, the oven's open, she'll be, like, in the kitchen just like, "You wanna hurry up, like, close that thing so I can, like, continue hanging out and helping cook and shit like that." So, like, it's the same thing with Ella, and, like, I get in
Mhm.
arguments all the time, "Why do you let her spend so much time on the fucking iPad?" It's like, she's gonna go to school and it's like it's 2025. Like kids are getting iPads now. Just imagine
Yeah,
when she's
so
a school age, she's gonna show
that's
up there
now
to
a
throw an
teaching
iPad.
utilitarian tool in
Yeah,
most schools. Laptop it was like laptops was the new push for us, right? And then
yep.
tablets is going to be the baseline thing.
And it's crazy to hear my mom argue with me all the time about it. She's like, she spends too much time on her iPad. I was like, you tell us she spends too much time on her iPad, but then you tell us that she's brighter than the kids that you have in your class, and you teach 5 year olds, and you tell us that she's far brighter than them and
Yeah,
far surpass them. And all I do is give her an iPad. Like there are days when she'll spend all day on it and not want to do shit, but it's not like that's like her only source of stimulus. Like
sure.
she's playing with toys, playing outside, shit like that. But it's like
Yeah.
she has access to, she knows, and I don't limit her. It's not like, oh, YouTube Kids or like Netflix Kids or like you can only download these apps. Like whatever you want, go for it. You're gonna learn the fucking hard way. Blah 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 blah. This, that, and the
You
other.
just going to learn. You're just going to
Yeah.
learn. Here, I'm going to read a little bit of chat. Wild, I didn't either. I used to get free drink tokens from this place in NYC because the bartenders love me. When you have a solid relationship with those or who are providing you a good drink or good food, it's just a different experience altogether. Not everyone's gonna be blessed with that. So good on you. Hell yeah. And then Wild also said curiosity builds knowledge. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You need to be a safe haven for discovery, especially for little kids.
Yeah. And like obviously there are things that she'll do that will be like, not gonna let you learn the hard way with that one. But like you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there are things where, like, you can't just, like, be like, well, actions have consequences." Then there are things, like, where it's like, no, like, fuck off." You know what I mean? Like, it just
Yeah.
depends on, like, the severity of the consequence.
Exactly. Like sometimes you have to intervene and then have to explain the consequence or have to, take note,
Yeah.
explain this one later if they're too young. Like there's no perfect,
Yeah.
teaching, guiding structure, or else,
She's 4 years old and she completely understands the severity of firearms. Does she know how to utilize one? Does she know that like they're like how to operate one or like shit
yeah,
like that? No, she doesn't know any of that, but she knows firearms are like
firearm dangerous, right? Or
shouldn't
well,
fuck with those. Like
yeah.
this sounds bad, but like I leave a firearm on my nightstand right next to me, out in the open, magazine inserted, round in the chamber,
Oh
fucking
shoot.
no safety. Like right there on my
Oh, you
nightstand.
crazy?
Nightstand is in between me and the door. Ella comes into the room, like
Yeah,
at night or whatever, fucks around with whatever she wants. Normally she just climbs in the bed, but she knows better than to touch that. And like it's not like my firearms are laying around all over the house, like, ready to
exactly.
go. It's just like it's in when I'm sleeping, that one is
Yeah,
ready to go in
that's
case of
that's
an
the house
emergency.
protecting
Yeah.
utility at that moment.
And she is aware that that is like when my friends come over and we're like cleaning guns or we're like, quote unquote playing. I know it's like weird for people to hear guns be called toys or playing with weapons. When we're just like, like, oh, look at me, I got a new firearm. Let's, pass it around. Like, obviously in a safe, controlled environment,
Sure,
like we're
sure.
gun guys.
Still
Uh,
barrel pointed, away from
yeah.
everyone, despite us knowing
hmm
it's not loaded.
Exactly. Most of the time the slide's locked to the rear if it's a handgun, if it's a rifle, the bolt's locked. But still, it's like she knows, like, even though that they are safely being handled and that they can't cause any harm due to the condition that they're in, she still knows I'm not just gonna run around like a fucking idiot
Yeah,
in the living room where everybody's at. Like I'm gonna be like, oh, the gun's over here and the barrel's pointed this way. I'm going to be over here away from that. I know better, you know.
yeah, she's
And
old enough
some
to
bigger
have
guns,
object permanence, old enough to know,
yes.
certain objects are for her, certain objects are, for the house, certain objects are flat out cannot touch, do not touch. Like,
As a 4-year old, that is amazing.
that is immense. That is very much so an immense value to have at such a young age.
And I applaud her for that. And I didn't even teach her that. I think she figured that one out on her own because I didn't teach her that guns were bad.
She's gonna become too smart for like both of us to handle, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be
I just pulled my rifle out
all
one day
hands
and
on
she goes,
deck.
"Oh, that's loaded." And I'm like, it's an empty mag inserted in there. But like,
But then
yeah,
she knows the mag is in there, and that's a big enough
yeah.
implication already.
Don't know where she learned it, but she fucking learned it. So I'm like, okay, I can be a little. When I say this is gonna come out wrong, but you're gonna understand what I mean. It's like I can be a
Yeah,
little less cautious with my firearms. I don't have to be like, "Where the fuck's Ella?" I can be like, okay, she's aware and be like, "Hey, Ella, this is coming out." She'll be like, oh, "Okay, all right,
yeah,
cool."
yeah, yeah. She already has, implied boundaries when
Yeah,
they're around. All right, so it's probably story time, right, Impulse? So, um, couple prefaces. So, I'm gonna be reading. Clearly this is the "Am I the Asshole" Reddit forum. So, what "Am I the Asshole" is, because some people may not be aware. They are just posting stories, usually implications in their personal life, where they reacted a certain way and they want affirmation from the public saying, did they handle it correctly? Or should they have handled it better? It's just another way of bringing additional eyes onto it. In no way. So we're of course going to be giving our opinions on it, what we think should have gone down a certain way. Because we're in the just chatting section of Twitch, and that brings in a lot of people. I'm going to say I do not condone the idea of, hey, this person's a huge asshole. We know that they're a huge asshole. Do not dox anyone. Do not go after anyone. Do not make a personal vendetta to go after them. They're actually in a forum doing something good, trying to break any kind of tunnel vision or trying to break any personal biases that they have. I will probably pause halfway through each story. A reason being because I want to figure out where our heads are at before additional variables are introduced. Sometimes it's really easy to read it. It's super black and white, like, no, you're not the asshole, or yeah, you're a fucking prick. And then it's like, well, and then I, club the baby seal, and it's like, well, fuck. I really like to, in real time, see how people's methodologies work and how what their brain is at, right? And Deliric and I are really usually on the same page with most things. So I want to see what that dynamic shift as variables get introduced in these stories. I also do want us to be as transparent as possible. So, like, for example, I work in finance. Finance is huge, right? Money runs the world. Money runs most lives. So if, for example, money pops up in one, I will be saying, once again, I'm a banker. This is my perspective, not only as a person, but as a banker. And this is why I may skew or be varied in such a way. Um, so, yeah, that's going to be kind of how I encourage moving forward on this. I will be going on the newest post. Reason being, I see the controversials, I see the hots. I don't want us to run into any rereads. I also don't want us to be doing like, I know this isn't an original idea, right? I saw this somewhere else. I don't want to be doing being accused of any kind of like copycatism. I like the idea of like, okay, this is new, this is here, this is in front of us. I would like to go back to it. Are you going to read any updates if there are any? If I see any already in the second form, what I might do is read the comments because that's going to be a big, like this one's 18 minutes ago. It looks like people are already pretty on it. So like read
People
the
just
comments.
have no fucking lives. People just sit in this forum waiting for somebody to fucking post.
I mean, it is entertaining. It is entertaining. Tori was saying that like she is on this forum a lot while at work. Because she works at a call center. So like,
Fuck, I mean, she
yes,
works at a call center.
between
She could be browsing the shit on the phone.
yeah, well, yeah. She does it between calls and during downtime. So I totally get it. Live entertainment, and then you can easily emotionally retract from this rather than like, I don't know. When I was at a call center, I was reading a book, and sometimes it was comic books. I'm not that smart, and so there would be times where I'm like 7 pages in of Rick and Morty's misadventures, and my account's overdrafted. And I'm like, well, we're about to go through the portal. So do you want me to handle that, or do you want me to see what's up here first?
Like I would like you to see what's up first, actually.
Yeah,
If you could.
Yeah, she's like, let them go through that fucking portal. And I'm like, all right. I feel like that's a
before we
good.
do get started, though.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just about to ask.
Before we do get started, I have 2 things. I think it's only fair that you guys get a background on myself since we have his banker background, so you can kind of see where my head's at too.
Sure.
11 years in the military. I kill things for a living, but on top of that, I've spent a lot of time in logistics. Was in the military, so I'm really good at looking at things objectively and unbiasedly when trying to reach an outcome or a verdict. So I'm pretty good at doing that. Sometimes you can ask Todd. I like to poke the bear and I like to just play devil's advocate because I'm really good at doing that as well.
Fucking prick.
I am. I'm really good at it. But yeah, it's a little background about me. So like I'll look at things a little bit different than he does. And I think like
which is why we're friends,
like,
right?
Yeah. And I think but like we do have like similar outlooks for the most part, because I think the way that he like his job and being in finance and like me being able to look at things objectively and logistically, I think while he has the more monetary like value like towards a problem, like even though I don't understand that as far, I can understand logistics well enough to make a solid, I guess comparison or parallel to that. The other thing I just wanted to say, just gonna kind of like put this out there just because like it hits home a little bit.
Sure.
Just a couple days ago, a couple Iowa National Guard members were killed in Syria due to an ISIS attack, along with a few civilians. Just want to send my condolences to the families. Luckily, none of them were any of my buddies that are currently there. I just know that a couple of my buddies that are still stateside do know those people personally. So I just want to put some thoughts and prayers out there.
Thoughts and prayers to the family. So yeah, so here I'll start on this one. Now again, this isn't the newest one because I brought it up. When we're getting things set up. Also, if I sound really monotone,
I did kind of read through
I apologize. Yeah. So have I. Like just kind of while we're doing this, I am very hungover, so I apologize, everybody.
If you need me to read at any point in time,
no.
I'll pick up where you left off.
All right, so Am I the Asshole, posted by Vantier23. Am I the asshole for refusing to clean up after my roommate? While the title is pretty self-explanatory, there is a bit more to the story. I like that already. We live in a shared place, no separate bedrooms, minimal privacy, shared fridge and bathroom, etc. I moved in about 5-ish months ago. It's income-based housing, so rent isn't very high. As we both work minimum wage, he covers the rent and I cover the internet bill, since both are about the same. Fuck, both of them being the same. That's incredible. Yeah. What?
Yeah, like where do you we like the highest internet I can think of like across the board is like barely pushing 120 a month.
Yeah, like mine's a buck 25 because of all the expansions I have on it. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. So actually, I'm happy have already paused. Income based housing. That sounds really cool, but I could totally see it being like a slumlord's dream. I could totally see it being like, yes, it's government subsidized, but the government doesn't care about you. So like, there's leaks in every single water pipe. There's things that have to be maintenance that aren't maintenance. Like, I do want to say no separate bedrooms. So like these are just studio apartments shared amongst now two people, and I imagine the idea of multiple people. I
I'm
mean, I
gonna
like
assume
it.
both male.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
because I was reading ahead a little bit. It did say
Yeah.
himself.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the roommate that's being referenced in the title is obviously male. I'm assuming this is another male. If this is a female, I can understand a little bit more like the frustration. Like on a
Okay.
psychology level, it makes more sense for the poster to be a female because they would be the one coming to the internet like as quickly as possible for this kind of thing. But like also like some dudes could like really be there, like be here. So I don't know if it's a male, if it's two males, I can see
Usually
this
they do
being like
I
less of an
left
issue.
parenthesis like M24
Yeah,
F25. I'm gonna assume because I don't know because there's no separate bedrooms. I'm going to almost hope that they're both of the same gender, just because I don't know. To me, that screams. I don't know. I feel like that almost can scream like implication. It could scream problems, especially like when it's a scary world right now. I'm gonna read
yeah.
Wild's comment because actually it does play in to this. It's common in NYC. There's lottery systems in place that use income to help place you in housing. Okay, but it is also a lot that aren't very well taken care of. I imagine. Unfortunately, that knowing like some of my landlord customers and whatnot, and knowing some of the landlords they don't like, or like government housing that they don't like, I can imagine a lot of this is going unmaintened, and it's very much so like, hey, just fucking be lucky you have a place is the ideology here.
It's like
Um,
most income housing, like on an allotment sort of base, where it's like you make so much money, but like you set up an allotment so that money goes to the housing office or the leasing office before that it hits your bank account. So if you make five hundred
oh, like
dollars a
subsidizing your
month,
check.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, isn't it like you make $500 a month, but you it's $200 a month for rent. So like the 200 is taken out before you ever see the money. So then by the time your paycheck comes through and hits your bank, you're only seeing 300, and then you can check your statement and it's like, oh yeah, the $200 allotment to
I'm curious about
such
that
and
as
such.
well. If they can do, they refer to it as like a deduction. If they can do like a check deduction rather than like as an auto pay, it's called an ACH, like out of your account.
Mhm.
Um, I think either way would be okay because yeah, if it wasn't a deduction and if this was income based, well then it would almost be even worse. Like if you weren't making your rent payments, because this is income based housing. Like they
Yeah,
have developed a system where it's affordable to you. Um, here I'm going to pick back up if that's all right.
yeah, go for it.
All right, so he covers the rent. I cover the internet bill since both are about the same. Again, in fucking sane on
Still
that one.
wild.
Yeah. When it comes to cleanliness, I tend to keep all of my things in one place and organized, as it bugs me if I can't find things. He, on the other hand, will come home after buying something and just throw things wherever. When it comes to dishes, when I use something, I wash it when I'm done. My roommate, on the other hand, just lets the stuff he uses pile up until he gets sick of looking at it and then pressures me to do them. I I'm going to do another pause because we're halfway through. This is two very different
Uh,
lifestyles.
the roommate that made this post is screaming. Now, I'm bringing gender into this merely because it does play a part in the grand scheme of things.
Sure.
Um, so bear with me while we're looking at a bigger picture here, even though this is more of a fine tune scenario. The way that this is being presented screams that this person is either a female or a very submissive male, where it's like they don't have the ability, like I
You're
guess
throwing.
for lack of a better term, they don't have balls. Like
Is that,
they're just
is that
like,
what you want to throw
I'm
out there?
here.
Okay. Um, yeah, metaphorically or physically, right?
Yeah.
I mean, could also just be more just simply like on the tidy side.
Yeah.
I'll
We don't
comment
know how
from
old these people are.
yeah. Usually it is included in these posts. So this one seems to be they just kind of threw it to the world, right? So yeah, usually when it's so a roommate on the other hand just lets stuff piles up, and until he gets sick of looking at it and pressure someone else. That kind of screams to me a couple things. One, like, and I'm going to use this word in a very, I don't know, I'm just going to
Loose.
say it. Yeah, loose. That's like bum behavior, right? Someone who's always bumming shit, always someone who's trying to make their problems someone else's problems. Um, that's stuff that I've noticed, in different living situations where that behavior comes around is like, cool, you want me to wipe your ass too? Is like you're making a mess and then you're not cleaning the mess and then you're pressuring someone else to clean the mess. And I've even seen some am I the assholes where it's like, oh, my parents used to abuse me by making me wash the dishes so much. And it's like, well,
You live there
that
rent free.
yeah, yeah, it's one of them things where it's like it has to get fucking done, right? Don't pressure someone else to do it. Don't, make your problems other people's problems, especially when there's one shared sink. Um, so I'm already on like the post-ers side of things right now.
Yeah, I can agree. Like, I'm definitely on the side of the person posting. Like, I understand, like, while they are more organized and whatnot, because like I'm organized to a degree.
Yep.
You've been in my house
Multiple
multiple times.
houses
Like,
of
yeah, multiple houses. Like,
yeah.
some areas of the house are extremely organized, and then other areas of the house are like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It depends on like
Yeah.
what's going on in that area. But like at the same time, it's like I've had roommates before where it's like I go out of my way to do certain things in because you remember the old apartment where the PC was right there by the front door in the living room and like you had the kitchen and
Yes.
everything there.
Yes. Yep.
Like
Yep.
I wanted that room, the kitchen and that living room to be spotless at all fucking times because that's where my PC was. It's where I streamed. So like if I'm
Yeah.
presenting myself on the internet, I'm gonna look like a fucking slob. You go upstairs into my bedroom or the bathroom or anywhere else, it's a fucking mess of shit, but it's organized chaos.
That's
So
yeah,
I
that's
can
all it's
see
gonna
how
be.
like, yeah, it's just, I mean, us guys, we don't give a shit. Well, this guy does, but person, we don't know. But I can agree that like it's one of those things where it's like because he's so organized, he goes out of his way to do these things, and his roommate on the other hand, or their roommate on the other hand, is just like, and well, I'll get to it when I get to it, which is fine and all. What becomes an
Mhm.
issue is that the roommate has become so like not dependent, but like I guess picked up on the fact that like the poster is just constantly keeping their shit cleaned up, and
Yeah.
like there have probably it hasn't been mentioned, but there have probably been times within this living situation where the poster was like, okay, this is a little out of hand. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this mess because I don't want to have to look at it anymore. I don't want to like have it
Yeah.
turn into something bigger.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so the roommate's like, well, I mean, they're already doing it, so like,
Yeah,
why
you've
do
now
I care to
played
clean up
into
after
their
myself?
hand. You've now played
Yeah,
into the potential asshole in question, right? You've now entirely given in, and now that you've enabled, it's probably just gonna be
that's
like
what I was looking for.
a repeat offensive thing. It also could be this is another situation I ran into where, especially like in my work, seeing it where it's like, okay, this roommate because the pronoun is he could have definitely also been raised by like a boy mom, right? Where it's like expects someone else to do expects mom to do everything essentially, which may play into your theory here that the original poster is a woman, but you know what I mean, like there's the whole boy momism of like I don't have to clean up my dirty dishes, I don't have to, like, someone else is going to do this for me. um
Mhm.
and so yeah, already I think both of us are veering towards the poster, not the asshole, but we have implications coming up. Anything to say before I pick up?
Um, I'm just always like just a general blanket statement for all of these. Like, I'm genuinely curious how much information is actually left out,
Sure.
so that way it like, oh, the person posting is an asshole, or there's information that's over embellished to make the other person look like an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
can never know 100%. Like, one, knowing their genders, not that big of a deal, would play a huge part in this. And like I was saying earlier, how much has the original poster already fed into this? Like, without
Yeah.
conversations
How
between the
long has
two
this living
happening.
arrangement been? Well, it says
Yeah.
5-ish month ago, but like,
Well, yeah, but how
yeah,
long has like
the other
poster been like,
roommate,
oh, dude's piling up dishes. Let me go ahead and clean them real
yeah.
quick to the point where the roommate's now like, well, why don't you fucking do them? Because you always do them. Like that's not mentioned, but if it has been done in the past, I can understand
Mhm.
the roommate pressuring them to do that.
And it could be like there's a valid potential of, okay, the roommate hates doing dishes because he, like, I'll say it, I don't like doing it, do it, but I don't like doing it.
Get a
But
dishwasher.
like, for example,
I mean, a wife.
they, you take that, you shut up. He is
I
married.
have a dishwasher.
Yeah,
I have a dishwasher,
she's gonna,
like
she's
an
gonna beat
actual
your ass.
dishwasher.
I'll send this to her. She'll beat your ass later. Anyway,
I'll
uh,
post it on fucking TikTok. I don't give a shit.
so for example, like the roommate could sweep and mop, could be the one vacuuming, could be the one, just doing maybe, for example, the grocery shopping. Like that's a bigger. Uh, there also could be jobs.
I'd
Uh,
rather do dishes over grocery shop.
I would rather grocery shop. Fuck dishes.
See, when I do the dishes, like I can stay indoors, I can fucking play music, and it'll take me like 20, 30 minutes of my time, and then I can go back to doing what I want. I'm already home.
Yeah,
When I go grocery shopping, it takes you 20, 30 minutes just to get there, depending on, well, I mean,
yeah,
here, the closest grocery store is Walmart. It's 10-minute on GPS, but it's like 20, 30 minutes to get there because of traffic. And
sure,
then you're there for like what? How long? Like going through, like, you can be in the store for 10, 15 minutes getting everything you need, but then you got to fucking deal with checkout, and am I doing it on a Saturday midday where everyone and their fucking mom's there? And
hmm
your half your day's
Saturdays are
gone just
fucking
grocery shopping.
rough,
Yes.
rough.
I went to go get my glasses prescription yesterday, or get a checkup on my fucking eyes. And it took me 45 minutes to go 10 minutes down the road because it's in like a little strip mall area where you have like strip malls, an actual mall, and some grocery stores, and then Costco, and then
Sure.
the eye doctor. So it took me fucking like 20 minutes just to get through the fucking parking lot. So like
I
it was a
hate that.
Saturday midday. It was like 12:30, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. So like half your day's gone grocery shopping. So I would personally rather do fucking dishes than grocery shopping. Um, but I digress. I think I'm on the same page as you though. Like, does the roommate do all this extra shit where it's like I can validly ask this motherfucker that made this post
Yeah.
to do the fucking dishes because I mop, I sweep, take out the trash, take out the recycle.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
places don't
it could
recycle,
be
but you get what I'm saying.
teeter-totter of tasks,
Yeah,
and
we don't know.
yeah.
At least not
S
now. There's
so
still
then
more to
yeah,
redo.
yeah, so I'll pick up, this morning, he completely lost his mind over the dishes and all of his stuff laying everywhere and said he's sick of having to clean up all on his own, that I'm lazy, etc. I told him that I'm not his maid and that he's a
Hold on,
grown
pause
adult.
there. That's a good pause. So
Yep,
the
yep, yep,
roommate, because that plays into what we were just talking about. The roommate said he's sick of having to clean up all on his own and that I'm lazy,
yep,
thus inferring that the poster is lazy. So that kind of plays into, okay, so roommate's not doing dishes. Roommate's got his stuff laying all over the place, which I could give a fuck less. Organized chaos.
sure,
It's your
sure,
personal
sure.
shit. Do what you want with it. Um, but that implies that we were kind of correct, like sweeping,
Yeah, there
mopping,
could be something
doing,
else here.
yeah, and that he's lazy. So I mean, it could be the roommate playing a mind game, like, oh, you're lazy, you don't do anything. But like,
Mhm.
it could also play into like we were saying, like the roommate's doing other things.
What's up,
You're
Martin?
just
How you
pissed you're
doing?
doing dishes. Hello, Martin.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
like,
yeah, we definitely struck something there, but also it could be kind of a deflection. Like I've seen people get upset, oh, I'm so sick of cleaning, and it's like you're cleaning your shit. And so
yeah, you're cleaning your own shit.
it was prefaced in the first half of like the poster says, I keep a clean area, I keep my things. So it could just be pent up frustration for bad habit on the roommate's end. And it's like this deflection of like, you're lazy when in reality, potentially they're the one being lazy in this scenario. Or, you don't do anything. And it's like, you don't do your own dishes and you don't clean up after yourself. So right now, how it's being spun is that maybe
But can
posters,
you, as a person, like, I don't care how fucking organized you are, can you, as a person, keep up with that every fucking day?
some people do. Some people do. I don't. I
I
don't.
don't like
But also like
you could,
we're active. We're pretty doing
yeah.
things. That these people may not be doing things.
Like even Kaylee as a stay-at-home mom, like I don't fucking get mad at her. It's like you're home all day. How's the house? Like not like you're a bro.
Yeah.
Four-year-old child's a lot to deal
They
with.
just say, yeah,
So,
yeah. They
like, I
say
get
being
it.
a mom is number one, right?
Yeah, so, like, me coming home, I'm just like, "Okay, the kitchen's still fucking a giant mess from the party we just had a couple days ago. Don't
Sure.
care. You're a stay-at-home mom. Not a big
Yeah.
deal."
Yeah. Uh, stream's going well so far. Thank you for Mars and welcome, Silent. Got some food. Shoo, eat and enjoy.
And took
Story
a
and a
shit.
meal. And yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. That's the ultimate. Start counting the cash in your wallet too. That'll be the ultimate breakfast. Uh, So then I'm lazy, etc. I told him that I'm not his maid and that he's a grown adult who needs to learn to take care of himself and not try to pin his responsibility on other people because he doesn't feel like doing them. He told me to pack my things and stormed out. I won't be packing as he doesn't have the authority to kick me out. My name is on the lease and only property management can evict me if I've done something to violate the lease. I did kind of go off on him when I confronted him about him and his behavior. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't too out of line. Am I the asshole? Alrighty, so a few things. The fact that the roommate stormed out, the fact that the roommate did not bring up,
Screams immaturity.
yes, stormed out, said get out or else. Didn't bring up examples of how they're contributing. You know how we were saying sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, generalized cleaning in other directions. Screams at me. OP is not the asshole because I don't know. This just screams like a little bit of a fucking man child. Oh, I have to do my own dishes. Why the fuck do I even have a roommate? And it's like, because you signed up to be in an income based, property managed, property apartment, I'm assuming. So it's like,
Well, here's the
why?
big question.
Yeah.
They're in income-based housing, both
Yeah.
of them, correct?
Yeah. Mm.
Now, to my understanding, there's two ways to go about it. You can apply
Mm.
for income-based housing, and
Yep.
they will place you with another person. Don't really get a pick. Or you and a friend, like you and I, can go apply for income-based housing. Now, two
Sure.
people that know each other very well are stuck in the same fucking environment. Now, I can agree. I had a friend
Mhm.
growing up in high school. We were fucking great friends for like 8, 10 years. We moved in with each other after like year 3 of being with each other. We were fucking fed up with living with each other. We weren't fed up with each other, just fed up living with each other.
Yeah.
Um, and it was like, and it had nothing to do with like some of this shit that the poster's talking about. It was just like, we're now like 23 years old and, you know, I'm having a kid and
Yes. Yeah.
have a kid. And it's just like, I'm fed up with like having to share the space when like I need more room for my family, but also like there were minor things here and there, such as like the cleaning and whatnot. That was like, okay, you could like actually do that. You are a 23-year-old fucking adult. Like, come on, bro.
Sure.
But like that didn't ruin the friendship. So like, how is this
I
set up? Is
assume
this
this
two
is
dudes that
these
just
are
got
two
thrown together?
strangers. I want to say, yeah, I want
Okay.
to say that's exactly it because I mean, there was no preface of, oh, me and my friend applied for income based. Just seems to be, hey, like how Wild was saying, it was a lottery system. So both their numbers got pulled, is my
Mhm.
assumption. And
So it's like
because
barracks living here in the military. It's like you just get
yeah,
assigned a room and then just
exactly.
two
You
people
walk
like have to
in,
hash it out and figure it out.
dude's name's Brad. You're meeting Brad for the first fucking time. And it's like, okay, that's what we're dealing with. So, yeah, so we're going to assume 5 months of living with a stranger, right? It
Which
sounds
is
like
weird to
they,
put them in like a studio based area, two fucking
yeah, well,
strangers.
I assume again, like the income based is like, and I no disparagement against those who need such a living arrangement, but I'm gonna guess they're unfortunately like government ran shitholes or government subsidized private equity firm owned shitholes. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll give you income based, which is like the minimum wage pulls in, I'll say like I don't know, 2,500 a month gross. So it's like they're probably only paying
God.
30% of the income. They're probably only paying like maybe $500 a month in rent, as compared to like, for example, in NYC where it's like it could be $3,000 for a fucking studio, 2,500 for a goddamn studio, depending where it is. So it's
Oh
probably
God.
seen as like a privilege by the private equity firm or government of like, hey, nut up or shut up. We're giving you much more affordable housing than what's out there on the market. So yeah, there's probably like no interview in terms of like personality, compatibility. Again, these are all my assumptions based off of seeing how businesses work and the businesses that I help assist. But so yeah, they're just throwing strangers in there and going, it's affordable, shut up, and kind of keeping it at that. But yeah, for this fucking dweeb that I will refer to as a roommate for being like, pack your things and get out. I'm sick of cleaning up after my own mess. They just scream prick. They just scream man, child, man, baby, little fucking prick. Oh, I had to clean up after myself. Threatening someone to force them to move out when you're not the landlord is so childish. I actually will, divulge some personal experience I had where there was a situation that Ponch and I were living
Menace
in.
here.
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, babes. What's up, baby boo? How you doing? Anyway, where like I had to threaten to kick out people before. There was four of us in a townhouse. Like I've had to do that, and I'm like, I
A little
can
baby
do
one?
that. The no, are you thinking? You're not thinking like the one where it was just Ponch and I. It was the one
No,
we
the
all
one
watched.
where the one where you got snowed in. I was supposed
Yes,
to go home, but I got snowed in.
yes, yeah, yeah, that one. Um,
It was a nice place.
I liked it. I liked it. I would have bought it if it was probably like 160 or something, but it's not. Um, where it was like, yeah, you're not pulling your weight, and I'm on the lease. I'm the only one that was on the lease at that moment, or like it was one of those like my income is the one that got this place approved. No one else's income or credit was used. So even though I have you as like an authorized like signer on this lease, I can kick your ass out at any given moment. Not that I'm flexing this power, but the dynamics shifted where it became hostile. And I'm like, if you don't clean it up now, and then it didn't get cleaned up, right? We had that whole fight ensue, happy like no one got permanently injured or fucking got shot. But um, I don't know, in this scenario, it deflects like, get out or
What do you
else. And it's like,
mean no one got shot?
I had my, I had my piece.
You, you were threatening to shoot your roommates?
No, it was when Ponch got into a fight with the other guy, and it was like, all
Mm.
right, cut it out, because like he had repeatedly been threatening Ponch. However,
Because
at that time,
when
I
I
didn't have my eye surgery yet, so it was like when that fight broke out, it was so early morning, I wasn't comfortable, doing anything
so
like
this had to
that.
have been before I ever visited. Because when I got there, it
Yes,
was you,
you
Ponch, and
visited.
Dakota.
Yes, yes, yes. So you came after that climactic point. Police were involved. The other party was removed. We now no longer talk to the other party. For them to go get their stuff, like it was a full blown thing. Like police had to assist them in getting their things supervised to make sure they didn't steal any of our shit. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna digress from that a little bit. It's just a fucking loser to be like, get out or else. You're both in, again, income based housing. You're not the landlord. You're not the only leasee on the lease. Where the fuck does that even come from? Like, again, it just screams this fucking immature adult going like, I had to do my own chores. You're useless to me. Like,
I mean, in reality, the roommate like does kind of technically have the ability to remove him
no,
because well,
no,
because they're
they,
both on the lease, right? They're both
yeah,
on the lease. It's
yeah, yeah,
income
yeah.
based housing. They're both
Yep,
on the lease. So if the roommate wanted to be that big of an asshole, the roommate could go to the leasing office and be like, "Hey, this is income based housing. This is how much the rent is." Right? Obviously, you would assume it's split between the fucking both of us since we both live here. However, I'm paying for it. Is there anything I can do to get them off the lease? And in some cases, depending, I would say income based housing, probably fucking not. They don't give a shit.
no,
Um,
no,
you can remove it. You can remove them. It's like, oh, rent is $1,000 a month. You both apply to be here. You're both on the lease. You would assume both of them are paying 500. One of them's paying 1,000 out of pocket and being a fucking shit ass roommate, right?
sure,
The roommate can go like the one that's being a shit ass, like the roommate in question here can easily go, hey, like, I know I'm a piece of shit, roommate, but like this dude's not paying a dime. Like, dude got into income based housing, so it was cheaper rent, but isn't paying anything. Like, can I get this motherfucker off the lease? Obviously, income based housing, they'll probably be like, I don't give a shit.
yeah.
But
So
in reality, you can fight that, like in most
you can
cases, because like
escalate it. I feel where
because
you get
we were
management
able to do it.
involved. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I'm assuming this is again government subsidized or private equity, or sorry, government owned or private equity subsidized, right? Where they probably have a quota. Like if that room is, or if that, yeah, we're just gonna say room because to say it's a full blown apartment, like that studio is definitely, it's if you can fit two people in it, that room is probably subsidized for two people. So if a fight breaks out, a personality conflict, like the proper way to go is get management involved, right? And Well, one person goes, another enters, right? It's that lottery system. It's supposed to house enough people. Even if,
Mm.
say, the asshole roommate in question was willing to pay two portions, then that's just rent, right? And then that's no longer income based. That's then you're now moving away from like what the government entity or private equity firm is permitted to do. So like, yes, you're right, but also there's the fact of the idea of, they have a quota to meet like bodies per room.
Hmm.
And, you know, if you can afford to pay two portions of rent, then you don't need to be in income based housing and then you get removed. Right. So,
Yeah.
that could open that could be Pandora's box while you're kind of throwing this tantrum.
Yeah, no, I can agree. It's just like it's just one of those things where it's like it was just something that like popped in my because that's what we were able to do because the
Yeah.
roommate that we had was like a dickhead and like whatnot. I'm not gonna divulge completely into the story because
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking wild ass story. Um,
Doing all
but
right,
yeah, we
brother.
were
Thank you
able to
for
be like
asking.
able to remove him from the lease. Like, hey, he's he's not breaking the terms of the lease, but like he's walking a thin line and he's holding rent above our
You
heads.
excited to play
Like,
PC again?
because at the time we'd split it three ways. Me, him, and Kaylee, because the three of us were living there. And
Mm.
then as we were about to have Ella, we were like, hey, we're gonna split it 50-50, which didn't change our fucking bank account because between me and Kaylee, we were still paying the exact same amount, right? On paper.
Hmm.
Well, actually, no, we were paying less because it's not split three ways. So we were paying less because it was split 50-50. So we paid a little bit less. He was having to pay a little bit more. And he was pissed about it. It was like, it's a two-bedroom. Everything else is shared space.
Yeah.
So essentially, split the rent 50-50, right? You're paying
Mm.
for one room. We're paying for another room. If Kaylee and I so choose to take our two jobs and split that down the middle to save a little bit of money in our own personal accounts, fucking cool. So he got mad about that and was holding it above our heads. It was telling
Ooh.
us we had to pay more because we were having a fucking kid. And then went and got a girlfriend who had a kid and tried to fucking like not pay anything. And because he was never stayed at the house. So I talked to the fucking landlord and they're like, yeah, we can remove him from the lease. Yeah, sure. So they removed him from the lease, which then
Yeah.
of course we
Yeah.
had to pay $1,800 a month out of pocket for where we were living. But like I didn't give a fuck. It was a better
Yeah.
situation because we were able to give Ella the other room and whatnot. But
That is a
like,
private, that's a
yeah,
person owned
it's
property. Like,
yeah, and it
not
was
this.
one of the biggest ones in the city too because they owned like almost every goddamn fucking apartment and townhome
You had
in
one where you
that
said
area.
what you showed up and it was just like roach infested
Yeah, so
and
that was
like
the one that we were gonna move into because while it was $1,800 a month, it was decently affordable with the
sure,
jobs that we were working.
sure.
But like it was around COVID time, so like Kaylee ended up getting less hours because she worked um, at a Wendy's at the time, so like she's getting less hours. I was working from home, so like it didn't really fucking change my fucking shit. So we needed something a little bit cheaper, and we found one that was half the price, and the pictures on the internet looked really decent. So we went and looked at their show unit, like the unit they have just to show you to be like, hey, this one's never lived in. It's just like here's what the units look like.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, the
fine.
display model, so to speak.
Yeah, the display unit. And when we finally moved in, I mean, albeit the outside of the facade of the apartments looked kind of like run down, but like the inside were very well done. We get in there and we're moving in, and it was infested with fucking roaches. Um, and I had to argue with the complex or the landlords, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll bomb it with your shit in there, so it bombs your shit." Because obviously we had like moved in the middle of the night and shit like that. But like that's
Yeah.
fuck, that's a whole different thing. But I don't. Uh, fuck that guy, Wes Morgan. Fuck that guy. Not the asshole. Just look at him and say, "I clean up my stuff, put stuff away. You can do the same, and neither of us should have to clean up after the other." Fuck that guy. That guy's the asshole in every situation. Wes Morgan. I'll tell you that right now.
No, no, I
Um,
actually concur cuz well, they're saying not the asshole for the poster.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I'm agree. Yeah, no, I know, I get that. It's
Oh,
like
you mean you're saying fuck
you,
that guy, fuck the roommate or
you,
like
no, fuck Wes Morgan. Like if the situation's already heated and you're trying to come to a cordial solution, you shouldn't just be like, "Fuck you, I put my stuff away. You can do the same." Because like how you present that information can come off hostile and make it even fucking worse. Like, so the
Is
way that
yeah.
it's
Well,
the
there's
way that
definitely a
it's put,
phrasing,
fuck that
right?
guy.
Like you can say this sentence in a more civil manner. This is we actually just got done talking about this off stream. Was it like last night or so? Or no, a couple nights ago, where we were talking about like uh something conveyed over text could immediately be morphed into one way. I think if you say
Mhm.
this phrase in person calmly, that lays down the boundaries, that lays down the expectations, that lays down why things are the way that they are. So I think in
But the
person,
second half of the statement, like, you can do the same and neither of us should have to clean up after the other. There's no, even if you say it with a steady, like, calm, like, inviting tone, just the way that that sentence is structured comes off as like
yeah, but there's got to
you're a
be,
dick.
you got to draw the
There's got to be
line.
some,
You
yeah,
do there
there
has to be a
does have to
line
be
in
a
the
line.
sand.
There does.
Because this person top 1% commenter. I don't know what that means, but
So he, that means he lives in this forum and he comments on everything.
yeah, they spent a lot of time on Reddit. Okay, I have a Reddit expert to my right. So here because we're like an hour deep. So I'm just gonna say OP, not the asshole. Do you
I'm gonna
concur?
agree.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree that the
Okay.
OP is not an asshole.
Not
I
the
am
asshole.
going to also throw in that the OP sounds like a bitch. Um, I don't know. It's just they just seem way too fucking passive
I
to
mean,
me.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like
Well, that's what I think. That's the dynamic. Unfortunately, is like that's why this roommate is okay acting like this because they know they have a pushover. So so I'm gonna use this phrase. I hate when this fucking phrase gets used in such a non-detriment manner, but like there's a little bit of narcissistic tendency by that roommate, right? Oh, I
way to butcher
know
that
it.
word twice.
Narcissistic. I
There you
can't
go.
spell it. Don't ask. Where it's
There's an
like
R.
there's can I buy a vowel? So but it's like, oh, I know it's my roommate's a fucking pushover. I know I can. So that's how I got into a fight with that one roommate that escalated to, like I just said a little bit earlier, the whole gun situation, where it was like I had to out escalate him to bring him down to earth. You know what I mean? Where that's their immediate go to. Oh, I'm fucking sick of cleaning after myself. Pack your shit or else. And it was like, in my response, you would not have you would not have liked my response. I'm like, cool. Not only will I have everyone pack their shit, I will forfeit our security deposit. I will tank our credit, and I'll kill your fucking dog for shitting on the carpet. And it was like, okay, all right, you know what? I'll back down now. And I'm like, oh, now you'll back down because it was one of those like you had to when you come into a personality, come against a personality like that. It's very much so an unstoppable force meets a movable object, right? You have to out
Yeah.
escalate them once they've escalated because they know if they bring in and ramp up hostility, if they bring in this level of escalation that is not warranting to the situation, they're gonna win. And so honestly, this Wes Morgan reply,
I agree with it. I
that's
think
a
it could be.
healthier response than
I
what
think
I had to do.
the way it's verbally
Yeah.
delivered is gonna make or break the make or break that. Because like if you give it with a hostile tone, then you're an asshole. If you give it with like a nice, calming, inviting tone, then hey, all's good. You're fine. Your roommate's an asshole.
Uh, so Wild, I saw that you had commented. And I apologize, I missed it. You have been in a living situation like this. If you don't mind, I'll ask you to share, but I totally get if you don't. Um, I'm just going to go through comments really quick. I will pin that message because unfortunately it is hilarious. Nar.
I was about to, but I was responding to
I
Nova.
became Australian. Sorry, I'm hungover, everybody. um, yeah, Martins, I'll send you a fucking Discord. Nova throw us a viewer submitted. Am I the asshole? I 35M beat my girlfriend 17F for not getting me another beer from the fridge after I finished my fourth one in 30 minutes.
Not the asshole. 100%.
Not the ass.
You should read my comments.
She's always yeah. You're fucking awful. You're pushing the line, pal.
For the 10 viewers here, that is a joke.
Yeah, that is a joke. Hold on, let me look. You're pushing the line, Scoob. That is a joke. She had it coming. Tori sent me this one. This one is 23 days old, but she said, look at the title. You'll know why I sent it to you. So we're an hour in. We only got through one of them. So now that we've gone through a lot
Before we start, I want to say you're an asshole for bringing an $1,800 fucking office chair to a public office. Fuck you.
All right.
You're an asshole from the start.
We've gotten a lot of personal bias out of the way. We've gotten a lot of personal experiences out of the way. We're still going to incorporate it, but now we can kind of fly. I don't want to say fly through a little bit more, but let's continue to go about it. So 23 days ago, posted by Left Jeff. I'm not crazy about that name, actually. Someone at work stole my chair, so I had them arrested. I got a new job in sales working for a company that sells access control systems, CCTV systems, etc. The chair in my cubicle was uncomfortable as fuck, so day 3 I brought my own Herman Miller Aran chair. Pause. What fucking spacecraft?
Right now.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna. I feel this is context we need to.
It is indeed.
Ooh. I have seen those. I have seen them. They are
they're not, price to comfort is not worth it.
No. They're supposed to be very comfortable. No, actually, hold on. These suck. What? Hold on. Yes, hold on. Sorry. I was thinking a different brand. You know that one brand that it looks like this, but it's meant for posture cleaning up. Like it was. Yeah. Yeah, this looks like shit.
Price to comfort's not worth it.
No. Hold on. Yeah, those motherfuckers are comfy. Yeah, I have one. And I actually kind of busted it. Also, like, look at this. It has the dildo adjusters. I've never liked those. Mine have the at work. I've got it's like levers underneath the armrest. I love those ones. Yeah, these are overpriced, and this person is unrighteously, throwing that in there. Like, it's like, oh, I have
also
the ugliest Jordans.
Office chair to bring to work just to sell security systems. That dude's making money. It's got to be commission based or not.
Not
solely commission based, but there's a commission involved.
It's probably up there. It's probably up there.
You don't just spend $1,800 on a chair and go, yeah, it's solely for work.
So here, but before I go back, I'll read the comments. 50% off and still overpriced. Yeah, absolutely right, man. And then we're good friends, but I knew our living styles weren't going to be compatible any further. Yeah, and you're. I feel unfortunate. There's a mutual friend we have, Wild, that keeps running into unfortunate living situations where people are just fly off the rails. So back to it. Herman Miller Aran chair. On day 4, it was missing. I looked around.
Better be able to fucking fly.
I looked around. Another sales rep was sitting in it. I asked for it back, but basically told me to fuck off. Pause. Those chairs are generic looking. I will throw that in there. They look like every fucking office chair.
Google or not Google. If you go on Amazon right now and search ergonomic office chair, I guarantee you, like the first
27 of them pulled up, and I implore
you to do it right now. Actually,
18 countries. I'll do it right now. 18 countries fucking make that chair. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna type in office chair just to.
You gotta type in ergonomic, otherwise it won't come up. It's got to be ergonomic.
I can't type as my gaming keyboard, so
it's right there.
Thank you.
Boom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It goes on and on and on. So I will say already, these are two assholes hitting each other, right? $1,800 chair. It looks like any fucking office chair. If this person didn't declare that it was theirs, yeah, I'd be like, fuck off, dude. This is like, it's an office chair. But if it was said that, hey, this is my chair, do you mind, if you approach this in a civil manner, they're like, hey, that's my chair, do you mind if I get it back? This person's like, fuck off. Yeah, that's when, escalation is needed. I went and spoke to the owner of the company. Holy shit. What? Not HR, not your manager, not their manager, not a supervisor. You went to fucking the owner? This has to be a smaller company.
It has to be small
company. Okay.
There's no way you're going to the owner directly.
Jeff, he has my chair.
So what does Jeff do on the side to afford an $1,800 office chair? Because if it's a small company, we can just go to the owner. He's not making that much commission. Yeah, $2,000 on a chair.
Yeah, I get commission on embezzling too. So he told me that I need to come in earlier if I want that chair. What? I'm going to reread that. He told me I need to come in earlier if I want that chair.
Wait, so you go to the
what?
You go to the owner and you say, I bought this chair with my
Prick
own
took my
money and
chair.
brought it to work, and fucking Dick Miller over here said no, and you're telling me that chairs aren't reserved when I spent when I spent
Fuck.
down payment on a car for a fucking chair.
Yeah. I have a 98 Olds like in the office, and it got fucking ganked mint condition. I need to come in earlier to use my own. Okay, that's immediately like I'm fucking reporting that to like the employment offices of my state that my supplies are
I'd have
being
quit and
used.
pulled a wanted right there.
Yeah. Holy shit. So far I'm leaning a certain way. I won't announce it quite yet because it should be really obvious. The next day, the same guy was sitting in the office when I was sitting in it when I got to the office. I told him to give it back or I was going to call the cops. He refused, so I called the cops. It was quite the scene, but in the end, he admitted that he took my $1,800 chair. I was
For down
prepared.
payment.
Yeah, I was prepared. I had a receipt that showed the serial number. Yes, Arian chairs have serial numbers. This dude's a fucking prick. Both of them.
I'm
Both of
Googling
them.
him again.
Both of them are pricks. You go out. I'm going to read it if that's all right.
Yeah, keep going.
They asked me if I wanted to press charges. My new boss said I would be terminated if I arrested. That's retaliation. You can sue the company for that. I'm going to pause right there. My new boss said I would be terminated if I had him arrested. If you have a case of theft where like a coworker on coworker and a boss fucking threatens you, if you take any action, report them, etc., that consequences will be undue to you. That is fucking retaliation. Hit them with a lawyer right the fuck then and there. You have won that case. If they drive a nice car, congrats, you're getting the fucking keys and taking it home, because that is a very common recurring thing. And this goes for, we're going to use this as an educational bit for chat. Again, if you fucking do something like report a coworker for theft or for hostile work environment and the fucking boss goes after you, that is what's referred to as retaliation. Please brush up on your state's legislature on that. And lawyers will work pro bono on those cases. Back to it.
Because they'll make a fuck ton.
Yes,
do want to interject real quick. Herman
Please.
Millers do have fucking serial numbers on the chair. I want you to know.
He's like, I got it on the
It's
back of
just
my
a-
neck.
It's just a fucking sticker that you could just pull off the chair and put on any
Yeah.
other
What if he's
chair.
got acetone and he's wiping off the sticker, like because he beat you to the office, and you're like, that
No,
serial number
the
means
picture I
nothing.
saw didn't even look like it was like fucking on there well enough. Like you could easily just fucking
Just
peel it
peel
off with
it.
your bare hands and find another office chair that looks similar and go.
Yeah,
That
this
was
guy. Okay, these are just a battle of two dickheads. So I said absolutely.
Well, right now, before we continue,
Yeah.
where are we leaning? Because both of them are assholes.
Both of these people are fucking rough.
All three of them, actually, if we're going to talk about the owner.
There's clearly someone in the most right. But again, I'm gonna press forward. No, Brody, thank you for the comment. First time chat. Yeah. I want to notice that. That is my girlfriend of 2 years. First time chat.
Oh, that was
anyway.
some random dude.
No. Actually, no, it wasn't her first time chat. She chatted in the Baldur's Gate streams. Why does it say first time chat? Anyway, my new boss fired me on the spot. So I carried my chair out as I was leaving. Yes, cops arrested a dude who took my chair. He admitted to it. So pled guilty, got arrested. The dude who took my chair has been in the industry for about 15 years, but he's going to lose his security license. That's a big fucking deal. Someone note that, which means he won't be able to work in the industry. He's going to lose his job. I don't give a shit. He shouldn't have stolen my chair. I'm an asshole for making this dude lose his job. I'm going to go back to that security license.
Okay, now
That's
time out.
huge. Okay, you go.
So this whole fucking scenario, right?
Wow.
I thought it was like, am I the asshole for having, because like the initial title, I had him arrested. Is he the asshole for that? Yeah, kinda. Is he an asshole for making him lose his job? There's another R in that, by the way.
I know. I'm not. Yeah.
Being an asshole for losing his job is a whole different fucking thing. And the answer to that is yes.
Them right here. Right here. It's just, it's the boss, the owner, the fucking owner of the chair that again is overpriced as shit, and the jackass that's been working in the industry for 15 years. Sorry, it just popped in my head.
No, I could agree. But back to the like, someone's at work stole my chair, so I had them arrested. That's the title. You are an asshole for that. Then at the bottom is like, but wait, I want to know if I'm the asshole for making the dude lose his job. That's what you're an asshole for. You're an asshole for that. Or you're an asshole for that. Having them arrested, I mean, if it didn't cause them to lose their job, I mean,
No, I mean
not
like
so much.
that's company theft, and it's post no Brody, yes. It's post a what is it? It's like $500 or $700 depending on your on your state's legislature if it's a misdemeanor or a felony. That's felony. That's felony. That's
Uh,
in most cases, because $1,800 worth of property, that is an actual felony, which is probably why this person is losing their security license. Yes, did
felony
I?
theft is anything $1,000 and over.
No. Well, there's misdemeanor theft, and then there's fuck. I don't have the term for it, but like there's
I'm
grand
literally
theft.
looking at it. Yeah, grand larceny.
Grand, thank you. It's larceny. Okay, I wanted to say larceny, but I'm
Felony
like
theft, grand larceny is
grand
stealing
lobotomy,
property
and I'm like,
above a certain value, often $1,000 to $2,500 plus, or
yeah,
under aggravated circumstances like using force,
yeah.
stealing a firearm, or repeat offenses. So this, by definition, is essentially grand larceny because
This
it's
is grand larceny.
$1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So losing it, that's probably why
wild.
he lost his security license, because when you have a felony or being charged with a felony, you cannot have a security license. That's like the number one thing, right? That's like getting your fucking TWIC card and having grand larceny or grand theft auto on your report. Now, is that a scooch maybe too far? But also, like, at what point are you going to keep fucking shoving and then get upset that you're being shoved back? Right? The dude asked for his fucking chair back. It's a fucking chair. Why are you stealing a chair? Why are you going this fucking far about it? Why are you beating him to the office to get into his chair? Like, I'm not okay. The guy who owns the chair obviously is kind of a pretentious prick. You know, that's my $2,000 chair. Give me, it's
I mean,
yeah.
I have a chair at work. Okay,
Yeah.
I have an ergonomic office chair. I bought on Amazon for $150. I don't care if anyone sits in it, but if I want to sit the fuck down at a computer and do my fucking job, because yes, my job in the military also requires me to use a computer. Those I didn't know.
Sure.
I'm going to tell them to get the fuck up and get out of my chair.
Yeah.
It's only $150, but like there aren't enough chairs in the office.
So he's entirely valid in that. I'm just saying he is stroking it in the mirror, right? Like he is like,
But he's
looking,
throwing the fact that it was $1,800 out there. Like it's like that's what fucking matters. Like
yeah,
whether it was $18 or $1,800, it's your
yeah,
chair.
it's
You
your
paid
chair.
for it. Regardless, like you should have it. Like I don't
concur.
care that
I
it's
concur.
almost $2,000.
The only reason why I harp on that
Price
is
doesn't
like,
matter.
is yeah, like this dude is very much so like dying on. I don't like the hill he's dying on. You know what I mean? Like it's your chair. It's a chair.
You see what Nova said?
He's bragging like a motherfucker about it. It's more of a four-way battle between who's the asshole, the guy at the chair, the guy who stole it, the boss, and then the motherfuckers who charged 3 livers for a chair. I pinned a silence comment of 3 cows in my firstborn for an ergo chair.
Motherfucker doesn't have it, or motherfucker doesn't have
So
it.
I'm gonna go in my thoughts, right? I'm gonna go in a row of my thoughts, based on each party, because now we have a few different ones. The boss and asshole. There's
the boss and the owner, or are they the same
boss
person?
and we'll say maybe different people. But the owner, a dumbass, right? Like you were the fucking owner. Someone said, I have theft, and it's of that dollar amount, or if chances are he just enlisted and was like, it's a chair, fuck off. But of that dollar amount, that's theft happening in your company, that will boil and spill over the pot. You have to address that right then and there, especially being a smaller company. I'm assuming where you can go straight to the fucking owner. Yeah. The boss should have done something, or the owner should have done something. He's an asshole. The boss for retaliation is an asshole. And should get
Small security company, not small security firm, not stressing over chair. Dude, the owner screams prior service.
Yeah,
I don't care. Fucking chair.
Well, it's also a
Fucking
security firm, right? Like it's an ergo chair for a security, selling firm.
You can tell me they don't have their own security cameras up?
Like
their own CCTVs up?
Imagine, imagine like, so let's take this a step further. Imagine this dude went out of his way. Like he's got the anti-carpal tunnel cushion for his keyboard. He has a special keyboard. He has a special mouse for like hand arthritic symptoms or,
Find a
again,
different
carpal tunnel.
job. Fuck you.
Well, yeah, no, I just mean like I'm going to speak on this from having homies in the IT and security IT field is like some of those people really do put money out because you're sitting in a chair. This destroys your body. Like I have a standing desk at home and at my office. You can really go
Standing desk at
far.
home.
I do. I love it. You can
This is
go
new.
really. No, I just don't. You've never seen me actually use it because I have it at the perfect height. That's actually half the reason I bought it, so I could adjust the height lower, not higher. But like you can go really, really far with the amount of ergo stuff there is out there because our forearms, our wrist, our hands, there's even medical, I don't want to say medical procedures. It's like physical therapy underneath medically suggested exercises called nerve flossing because working on a computer, your desk usually hits your forearm about right here. And after so long of doing that, that's cutting off nerve sensitivity, that's cutting off blood flow, that is increasing, the chance of carpal tunnel, of, hand arthritis. And so what I'm getting at here is, yeah, that's an $1,800 chair. This could have been almost worse as well, of like $200 ergo mouse. Those things aren't cheap. 150, custom keyboard and with a cushion at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like this could have gone really, really far. And thankfully it ended at like a chair. So I get again why this chair is an ordeal. A deal should have been made about it. Fuck the owner, fuck the boss. The guy who took the chair, he even said, I threatened to call the cops. At that point, you can lose your security license. Give him the fucking chair back. Like,
yeah.
At that point, like, what that means. That there's a chance you will get charged. There is a chance that this will get escalated. You know what it screams? It screams like veteran in the field who's being a prick. Boomer who wants to haze until a journeyman who's hazing the first years into like literally leaving the job site. And they're getting punished for it.
Well, so I'm reading it back and he said, I told him to give it back or I was going to call the cops. He refused, so I called the cops. And then later on it says my boss said I would be terminated if I had him arrested. So I said, absolutely, I want the chair. Absolutely, I want to press charges.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like he told the guy to give him the chair back and then told someone else that he was going to call the cops if he didn't get the chair back. Because if I were the guy that stole the chair, and you told me, hey, I'm going to call the cops and have you arrested if you fucking, don't give me the chair back. I'm not going to risk it and be like, oh, yeah, go ahead, call the cops up. There's a 50-50 chance I either walk away and it's just like, give him the chair back and we're all good, or I actually get arrested and lose literally my entire livelihood. Like, I'm going to give him the chair back. I'm not playing that risk. So it's like, did the guy that actually stole the chair know that he was going to call the cops? Because the way that's laid out made it sound like he did tell him, but then later on it sounds like the guy that was told didn't know that he was going to call the cops.
No. It definitely, he said, give the chair back or else I call the cops. And I think what happened is that the guy who stole the chair lost the game of bluff, right? So cops can show up, rectify these situations, and charges not get pressed. It's just they're almost there as a show of force, right? Give the fucking chair back, or he has the option to press charges. It wasn't until that option was then given that this boss said, if you press charges, I will fire you. So he was probably already like in cuffs. Cops were already involved. He already knew. The guy who stole the chair was already aware, yes, the cops are getting involved. So he was given a billion chances to back out. Here's the chair. You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken it. And the guy who stole the chair was just kind of this prick every step of the way. 1, stealing the chair. 2, not giving it back on repeated days. 3, give it back or the cops were involved. And by the way, you have a security license. Didn't, okay, I'm still taking this chair. This is my pride and joy. And then the boss trying to back you up despite you being in the wrong and saying, the retaliation will be faced. So no, I think the
you think he knew?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because like,
I mean,
that's not a quiet.
Like he did know. It's just the way that it's laid out just made it seem like there was a chance that he didn't know. And like, also, I'm reading this as well. Dude started a new job. Day 3 bought his own Herman Miller chair.
Yeah.
The dude that got arrested has been in the industry for the industry for 15 years,
Yeah.
which means if he's either he's been working at shittier firms prior to this, or like he was like, all right, I'm on my way out the door. Let me get a, go work at a smaller firm. This is what it sounds like since you
Yeah.
didn't just speak to the fucking owner.
Yeah, yeah, like he's been getting
And
away with
whatnot.
this working at mom and
Yeah.
pop security shop.
Yeah. Like he could have easily afforded his own chair. It just like, it sounds entitled, if you ask me. Like, but
Yeah.
I mean, the dude could have easily, what did that guy say? That was highlighted.
Due to lower back issues, I always provided my own desk chair, and I made sure it was clearly marked that it was my personal property. I also used a bicycle cable log. Don't know what that is.
I think he meant
Oh,
lock.
lock. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck? To secure my chair to my desk at the end of the day. Sad that that person has to do that. One coworker had his office chair disappear, so sent an email to the entire global company address book. It was hysterically funny to read the responses. So it just sounds like someone. This is why this topic is important to me, and this is what I do to prevent this situation. And it's bike lock this fucking chair.
But you have your own office though that you can just lock anyway.
I mean, there are some people who stay late, and there are some people who show early, and
No, I mean like you specifically. Like, don't you have your own office?
No, unfortunately, my branch is too small. So I have my own section of the building, but I do not have my own office. The square footage of the building is too small. So despite me being like top 75 of my position in my company, I actually officially do not have an office. I have a desk. It's a bit weird.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know you have your own fucking direct line that you
I
make me
do.
call you on.
So I'm gonna say the poster
I think they're
is
all
not the
assholes.
asshole.
I think they're all assholes to a degree.
Yeah. Well, I'll say the poster's not the asshole in terms of like, I'm going to say the issue at hand. Now, they're a
Yeah,
little prickish
having
of
them
like,
arrested, no.
I have an $1,800 chair. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like the BMW driver, getting overly upset they have to park next to the Honda Civic driver, right?
Well, pause. Why would you want to park next to the Honda Civic driver?
I don't know, let's just say you're just fucking going to
Actually,
Walmart.
I'd rather park to a Honda Civic driver than a fucking Nissan Altima driver because Altimas don't give a fuck.
Ultimas don't give a fuck. Yeah, especially if they're wearing a beanie like a condom. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, property damage is about to ensue and no one's going to get held responsible for it. But you know what I mean? Like, not the
Yeah.
asshole officially to the poster. However, all of them are annoying. Bunch of fucking nerds. Fucking security firm. Like, the owner's
I mean,
incompetent.
realistically, like you were saying, he shouldn't have to bike lock it. But what's stopping him from showing up a little bit earlier and locking it? Like, brother, you lock it once. You get a long enough one, you lock it once to your desk, and then you still freely can move around in the chair in the like small space that you have, and it's not going anywhere. Like, fucking get over it.
Yeah.
Um, you're not an asshole for having them arrested. Actually, I'd say you're not an asshole for calling the cops. I mean, I would do that. But I wouldn't have
Yeah.
pressed charges and ruined a man's whole career over a fucking chair. Like,
See, that's where you and I differ because I don't like working. So if I had the chance for a fucking slam dunk retaliation lawsuit, I'm gonna fucking take it. Also, the guy was.
well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
he's getting fired for pressing charges. I can see that. Like, yeah, like obviously he's like, okay, I'm gonna make fucking bank, fucking getting fired for this. But like, at the same time, it's like that doesn't. I'm not saying that justifies him going, yeah, fucking press charges because obviously I'm gonna win this fucking. Because there's no guarantee that this motherfucker knew that. There's no guarantee. I mean, I would assume that.
Yeah, I think the person who
poster
called the
knows that,
cops,
but
the poster didn't know he was gonna lose his security license. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I'm saying I don't like. We're not sure that the poster knows that. Like, oh, if he gets fired for this, then he can
he
fucking
can lose
file
his
a lawsuit.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that the poster knew that that was going to happen, or knew that like, oh, if my boss fires me for pressing charges, I can file a lawsuit and make bank. Like, there's no way he knew that,
Yeah.
or there's not no way he knew that. We can't say for sure he knew that because if he did know that, like, yeah, cool, go for it. But like at the same time, it's like it's a fucking chair. You're a fucking entitled bitch for spending $1,800 on a chair and like ruining a man's career over a fucking chair. It's a fucking It's
It
not.
it goes far, but also like that pettiness level is matched by simply just not giving the guy his chair back.
Yes, but I feel like but at the end of the day, I feel like ruining a career over a fucking. I don't care how much chair costs. Like it's a fucking chair. It's a materialistic fucking thing. Like however many years down the road, that $1,800 chair is gonna be like not worth the $1,800. Like I would
Yeah,
argue, like
it's
because
probably
he's
worth
sitting in an
less.
office all day,
It's
I
probably
would
worth it.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, like I would say, like after a year, you're not getting your $1,800 worth out of that chair, but it's not worth $1,800 anymore because you're sitting in it every fucking day, like for hours on end. Like there's no way that it's going to retain its like comfort level the entire time. You're gonna end up wanting to change that chair out. So it's like you ruined a man's career over $1,800 for a year, like a year's
I
worth
don't
of
even
$1,800.
think we'll say like let's omit the $1,800. Say it was just like a fucking $100 chair, right? Like
You're still a prick.
the guy who stole it is still very
He's a
much
prick.
so a prick.
Yes.
I just think the poster is the least prickish here in terms of
So we're
like
debating on who's the smallest dick.
yeah. I'm gonna say
Okay.
the original poster is the. I mean, like they are only a victim, right? We just don't like
Yeah.
that they're a pretentious victim because they have a chair, they bought a chair, it got stolen. He did go, in my opinion, not the proper communication channels, but because it's a small company, he went to the fucking owner.
I don't think the
He
owner's a dick in this at all, honestly.
I think the owner's a fucking idiot. I don't think he's a dick. I think he's a fucking idiot.
I think the boss that fired him is a dick. I will agree that
Yeah,
the owner is an idiot.
yeah,
However, I don't think the owner's a dick. It's like, why are you coming to me
yes,
over a
yeah.
fucking
Like it
chair?
should be like I'm going to assume this company, be it small, probably has an HR that should have been tagged in. Um, So, yeah, I'm gonna say the OP because like all they are is the victim. They showed up, they brought a chair. It's right to want your chair to be in your position and for you to be the only one using it. It is your personal thing. Um, on a logistic standpoint, there's no reason for any of this to have happened. Right? You brought a chair. 1800, 100, it could be a fucking folding chair. If you just really like that chair, you brought a chair to work to do this job. uh, and it keeps getting stolen from you. You go to the owner. He says, eat shit. You go to the guy and say, listen, I want the chair back. He says, fuck off. You come back and say at a later date, hey, man, okay, I'm serious now. The chair, or I get the cops involved. You're stealing from me. 1800 or again, $50 chair, doesn't matter. And then for the guy to be in cuffs after you warned him, hey, I will get the cops involved. And then an asshole boss goes, I will fucking fire you if you press charges against your colleague. It's like he's just been put in this position to be an asshole, right? We just don't like that he's pretentious from the get-go, but he's been in this position. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my spiel is that like he did do, this would be a much different story is like, hey, he took my chair, so I showed up and I fucking broke his kneecaps in his house in front of his wife. Like, okay, you're the asshole and
Jesus.
now you're facing, criminal charges. You know what I mean? Like, but like he is trying to be a civil person about it. He's just being put in the situation where it's like, okay, why the fuck why is this being
But
escalated?
the issue I'm having is like I can agree to a point. It's just like the issue is at the end of it all, he's like, am I the asshole for making this dude lose his job? The dude admitted to stealing the chair when he was in cuffs. All you had
Yeah.
to do was at that point have a cordial conversation with the dude, be like, all right, see, this is serious now. Like, can I have the chair back or
Yeah.
I'm going to press charges? At
Yeah.
that point, if you offered that, if you offered those two like as an ultimatum, if
Yeah.
I were the dude in cuffs, I'd be like, yeah, give me the fucking chair. Otherwise, I could lose my job. But it just
Yeah.
sounded like he was like, I don't give a fuck at this point anymore.
I
I'm
think
pressing
that was
charges.
the third
And
party of the
that,
boss who escalated it. You know what I mean?
well,
I
but like,
think because
I don't,
I
I don't think
agree with
so.
you. I agree with you because hey, now that you're in cuffs, you're cool with just getting the chair back, and we call this one a day. I've called your bluff, giving you the chair back. The boss came in and said, "I would terminate you if you
But
press
like, whether the
charges."
boss said it or not, whether the boss was there or not, you could have easily taught. Like, if it was just like, there's just like you and me, right? And I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
Todd,
yeah,
you're in cuffs now.
yep,
I'm going to press charges. unless you give me my chair back. Your immediate response, I would believe, would be, yeah, take the fucking chair. Don't care. Cops get dropped, cops go away, no big deal. The boss coming in and saying, if you press charges, I'm going to fire you is a moot point. It doesn't fucking matter because
I don't know. I think it's
if
another
we had
level
the
of escalation.
but if you and I had already had the conversation, like, hey, give me that shit back or I'm going to press charges, then it wouldn't matter whether the boss said, if you press charges, I'm going to fire you. Because if you and I had the conversation and it
Mhm.
was like, if I said, hey, if you fucking give me the chair back, I won't press charges. The boss goes, if you press charges, I'm gonna fucking fire you. It's like,
Okay.
okay, but like, what's Todd's response? I don't care what you're gonna fucking do because it's between me
Well,
and him. Like,
let me
you know
spin
what
it
I'm
like
saying?
this. Maybe the guy who stole the chair was still being a fucking prick despite being in cuffs. Maybe his epiphany didn't occur. So it would like maybe there's this gray area of like, hey, are you willing to give the chair back now? He's like, fuck you, dude. And I'm like, okay. You know, you've consistently been unreasonable. You've consistent in
But like
this
it says, he
theoretical, right?
admitted to it. So like,
He
if you
admitted
admit
to
to
it,
it, like,
but he probably admitted
why wouldn't you?
to the cops, not to the poster. The poster was probably a witness to the conversation because that's, you know, this all happens in a group environment. So,
Yeah, this
you
isn't
know,
happening like
yeah, this isn't a
in
one and
solitude.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, uh so like, you know, I stole the chair, but fuck that guy. He can go to hell. You know, okay, he's being unreasonable. Like at what point does this fucking you know, this thief get the paddle, right? At what point does he actually see consequences for his action? Maybe he's been in the industry for 15 years, but not in his company for 15 years because he repeatedly does shit like this. Maybe he's a klepto, an office klepto. You know, at
And they
some
just keep
point,
firing him instead of like
yes,
doing something about it. Yeah.
yes. So at what point does, you know, does the hammer of justice hit the nail? Now, again, that's
Yeah.
me spinning it as if he was completely and entirely still unreasonable, because he to begin with, stealing a man's chair, unreasonable. You know, trying to be, you know, an amicable mediator, still unreasonable.
That goes
Cops
back to like what I
involved.
was saying earlier. How
Yeah.
much is how much information is being left out? Like, was there a
Yes.
conversation like, I
Yes.
won't press charges if you just give the
Yeah.
fucking chair back now that you're in
Yeah.
cuffs? Like,
Yeah.
did that conversation happen? Or was it just, I called the cops, I'm pressing charges. I don't care whether
Yeah.
you want to give the chair back or not. Like, that's two
Yeah.
pieces of information that'd be very helpful. Because if he did give him the option
He did. He did. He
and
said, "Give the chair back," or well, supposedly, of course, what we're
no, I
reading.
mean
But
after he was in cuffs, like,
oh yeah,
was
yeah,
there a
yeah.
conversation like, give me the chair back, or I'm actually going to press charges now that you're in cuffs? Or was it you didn't give the chair back? I'm calling the cops and I'm pressing charges, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're the asshole for you're the asshole for making him lose his job, which is supposedly the fucking the whole thing in question because that's what it says at the end. Um, but like if the conversation was had, like, hey, now that you're in cuffs, this is
Yeah.
serious. Give me my chair back, or I'm pressing charges.
And he's like,
And
"Fuck
he
you,
just
dude."
went, yeah. And the dude was like, all right, cool. I'll give you, or the dude was like, I'm gonna press charges, and then, like, I'm not even gonna give you the option to fucking give me the chair back. Like to let you sit and marinate in the fact that this is serious before I press charges. Like you just went straight for, all right, I'm pressing charges. Didn't even get the man to like marinate in the fucking severity of the situation.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
you're an asshole.
that I can get. Yeah. Um, I will say, so Tori had mentioned, No Brody in chat had mentioned, what would you do? And I have a whole different spin on this. So if you, that original, so document everything. So to the viewers of this chat, I'm a fucking corpo, right? Document fucking everything. Have them sign off on shit. Have them record conversations. I'm in what's referred to as a two-party state, where that means in order to record a conversation, you must declare that you are recording the conversation, and by the other party participating in said conversation, they are providing their consent. It's why when you get on the phone and say call your local, I don't know, fucking phone company, and they're like, this call is going to be monitored and recorded for training purposes. It's actually because in most cases you are in a two-party state. By you staying on the line and speaking to that representative, you are consenting to that conversation being recorded and, you know,
No
being
amount of
logged.
you saying that you don't want to be recorded is going to change anything. They informed
Yes.
you. You
Yes.
like Todd said, if you
Yep.
staying on the line is consent right there.
And so when he went to his boss and his boss, or sorry, the owner. Sorry, yeah, edit undo. The
Are
fucking
we
owner.
entirely sure that they're two different people, the boss and the owner? I mean, he
It
did
says
label
my
them as
new
two separate
boss.
people.
He said my new
Yeah.
boss said I would be terminated. So I'm assuming yes, new people or new owner, right? Still different people.
Okay.
Because they're owner versus new boss. When the owner says tough shit, you fucking bust out your phone and you say, okay, I'm going to record that. And I want you to say that back again because you as the owner of this company are condoning a colleague stealing the belongings of another employee. So like, you, John Smith, do you agree to that statement and state that you are not taking any action to recover this stolen property? And then when you put them in that fucking position, like that would have been a different, immediately the owner would have been like, okay, it's time to wise up, get this fucking dude his chair back.
See, that's what I'm saying. See,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying with like the whole like he's in cuffs now. Like, give him the ultimatum.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I'm talking
like
about
you were
like this
saying
is
with
the
the
first
boss.
conversation. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, as I'm
You
saying,
do
like
mean okay.
it's the same. It's the same parallel, but with the boss. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna record you now,
Yes.
staying for me to go fucking kick rocks.
Yes.
Now that's like now the boss is like, okay, maybe let's do something about the fucking chair. Whereas like it's the same situation. It's like now that you're in cuffs, I'm gonna press charges. Give me the fucking chair back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you the fucking chair back. All right, cool. Like it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
And then so going back to my hypothetical of like starting with the recording of conversations and the logging of statements with this owner, again, say they fucking double down and said, yes, I concur to that statement I had drawn out where it's like, yes, an employee is stealing from another employee. Us, ABC Security, will not be doing anything about it. You immediately then go to your state's labor department. Fucking immediately, right? You go there, show them this. Now, that company, that owner has become an accomplice in grand larceny because of the value of the chair. So not only are you to be rectified, they are to be fined. They will then be under supervision of the state's employment department. And that's huge, right? There's a whole, that guy probably wouldn't have lost his license. He probably would have gotten canned, but he wouldn't be canned from the career forever. You probably would have been, financially compensated. They would be fined. It would show them that their hierarchy needs to be fixed and that the state knows that they're non-compliant with this kind of situation. That's where I would go. The escalation to cops is how do I put that? It's an average person move, but if you're really business savvy, you could have turned it on this one. I will say, if I was the guy whose chair gotten stolen, I would still have him charged because as soon as that new boss said I would be terminated, ergo retaliation, you would see the mess I would make in my pants right then and there. I'm not even kidding you. The fact I wouldn't have to work, for a good while. You mean I can fucking sue the company? I can get, it would be such a clean case for a retaliation, retaliative wrongful termination suit. Like the lawyers would get physically fucking excited to talk to you. You would be,
I think that's where you and I differ. So I would do something completely different if this dude stole my chair. I'll let you finish first. I'll let you finish first.
Yeah. But that's where I would go is get the state labor department, you might still be able to get the police involved, but then they're going after the business owner. And then that's a huge different dynamic, right? And it goes on and on and on about what the hypotheticals were. I would still, at the end of the day, get a fucking payout. I know how to, not that I'm encouraging everyone to be super sue happy, but in this case, dude's a fucking prick. Dude's a prick. Owner's a dumbass. The new boss is a prick. They're not being business compliant in any other way. Again, it's just as simple as a fucking chair. Give me back my fucking chair. At what point do I have the green light to open fire? Does he have to steal my chair and then start eating my lunch? Does he have to then take my keyboard, my mouse, at what point do I then get to open fire on you? And in this case, I would concur that OP was right to press charges because then you can go after that company. Because that means who knows what else this guy was a prick doing, right? Who else, how many times he should have been in cuffs, should be charged, should have been paddled, and he wasn't. So yeah, I'd fucking go after him. I've amicably asked for my chair back twice. Dude's in my eye a prick who doesn't know when to stop. He's been in the industry for 15 years. There's probably been at least 15 of me's throughout those 15 years. Go nuts.
Are you telling me to go nuts?
Yeah, go nuts.
Okay, so if it were me, I'm a petty motherfucker. The payout means nothing to me. The money means nothing to me. It's a chair at the end of the day, albeit it's an $1,800 chair. This is what I'm doing. So this dude had to show up to work before me, which means he knows my fucking schedule. He knows how far away I live, and he knows what time I normally show up, so he knows what time
It's
he
harassment.
needs to show up to take my chair. It is harassment to a degree. However, I'm going to observe him, see, okay, this is what time he gets here. This is what time he gets here. Which is a security firm. There's got to be CCTV somewhere. Either that, or you can clock in, and you can see when people clock in, right? I'm going to show up earlier than him, take my fucking chair back. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to I'm going to go to some random fucking children's store and buy one of those tiny ass children's chairs. And I'm going to take his chair and put it somewhere the fuck else and lock it to that. And he's sitting in a fucking children's chair, a wooden children's chair. And not only is that happening, I'm going to add one of those little crickets, those little things you put the battery in and you hide it somewhere, like every now and then.
You're such
I'm doing
a bitch.
that. And I'm doing that. And then when he goes, what the fuck? And I was like, you stole my chair. I stole yours. And he goes, but why did you go to this length? Like, why did you do all of this over a fucking chair? And I'm just going to look at him and go, you fucked with the wrong dude. Like,
yeah.
I don't care if the chair is $50 or $500 or $5,000. You stole my shit. I asked you for it back. You said no. All right, cool. I could have easily called the cops. I could have easily had you arrested. I could have easily done this A, B, or C. But instead, I decided to fuck with you because that's way more rewarding than getting my chair back and calling the cops. Because then I have to deal with the cops. I have to fucking do this. I have to do that. Like, it's much more simpler. Like, it sounds like a lot of work, but it's much more simpler to me than to go to a fucking hardware store or like Walmart and buy a child's chair and stick it in there.
Of course, bike lock
and
your own chair. Make sure you don't no longer take it.
I'm not even bike locking my own chair. I'm chronically showing up to work earlier than him. So he can see me. Or even better.
You're gonna look like fucking Black
take...
Friday. Both of you are trying to like get through the door as soon as it opens.
Like, honestly, like, I'm more than happy showing up to work after him. He's in my chair. He's got to get up to eat lunch at some point, right? Whether it's to heat it up in the fucking break room.
Yeah. The
that's
microwave
when I'm taking my,
or...
Yeah, that's when I'm taking my fucking chair back, right? And I'll even go a step further. He's got a fucking lunchbox. I'll find a way to make sure so he can't open that lunchbox. I'll fucking find a way. If it's one of those zipper ones, you can get a small enough fucking
small enough lock
to stick through both. Yeah, to stick through both the zippers. He can't fucking. I will fuck with him.
You're soldering iron the fucking zipper.
I will literally. I will fucking tack weld the fucking zipper shut. I do not give a shit. I will make this guy's life a living hell over a fucking chair. Why? Because it's so much more fucking rewarding.
So
because then guess what? He can go and be like, oh, hey, boss, he did this to me, blah, 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 because I stole his chair. Okay, go to the cops with that. Go to the cops with that. He stole his chair, so he stole it back and then fucked with him. You're both in the wrong now.
They're not going to do anything.
But the cops are going to be like, what do you want us to do about it?
This is a civil disagreement. Settle it amongst yourselves.
Yeah, now nobody's fucked. It's just a matter of, now it is like, oh, I'm firing you for fucking with him because he stole your shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lawsuit there somewhere against the company, right? So it's at the end of the day, like, you could still like,
you can get your jabs
termination. Yeah, you get your jabs in, and you could still fucking fight the company for like, okay, well, they stole my chair, like blah blah blah, this that, and the other. So I took his back.
Your response, I'll notate, is super. I'm gonna say practical, while mine is like very corpo. Yours is very I don't know. Yours is like the idea of like lawsuits aren't the main priority. Well, like I'm like, get that motherfucker. I want his wallet.
Well, I mean, I will agree. Like, would it be not like? I do agree. Like, yeah, fucking go after the lawsuit. Fucking take it. But like me personally, just like the through life experience is like, fuck all that. Fuck all that. I ain't got time for that shit. Give me my fucking chair. I'm gonna fuck with you, and you're gonna realize, in layman's term, who's got the bigger fucking dick in the office? What are you gonna steal from me next? Because if I'm willing to go that lengths over a fucking chair, steal something else from me and see what the fuck happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm just gonna minor annoyances
And then no
to
matter
the
what's
point
said
where
and
you're just like,
done,
eh.
we're going after this company for charging $1,800 for that piece of shit chair.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm writing a
That's
strongly worded letter as why this chair is $1,800 when the one on Amazon is fucking just as comfortable and $50.
So we'll move on to the next one. My end result, not the asshole. Little fucking spite-ish, but not the asshole.
I am going to say he's not the asshole for calling the cops and having him arrested. I'm going to say he's an asshole for making him lose his job.
Sure.
Only because there's no information stating whether there was a conversation and an ultimatum presented
Yeah,
during the
we have
time he was in cuffs.
that puzzle's not complete, right?
Yes. So if he did do that, you 100% are the asshole for pressing the charges anyway, even if you gave him the ultimate, like you physically didn't give him the ultimatum, you press charges. I would say you're not the asshole if you gave him the ultimatum and he still said no, then you press charges. You
Yeah.
would not be the asshole. But for
Yeah.
lack of information, you're an asshole for ruining his entire career over
All
a
right.
chair, regardless of price.
I think we see mostly eye to eye until that diversion right there. And of course, that's based upon a puzzle piece we don't know. And then I feel like if we were to get that variable, we would probably still
I think we
see-
would agree.
I think we would agree. Once we
Yeah.
get it, right? That's the big one. I'd still, because like I keep harping on like the whole sue the boss, get the guy charged. You could have sued that boss right then and there because he threatened retaliation, you know. So it's not like the guy needed to be charged. You could sue him right then and there.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, if you could look up like a public history or something like that of this dude, maybe he's beaten like 27 charges of it, and this was the one time they got him dead to rights because he finally admitted to the cops that he was doing it. That'd be another thing. Like if
Also,
I look,
this all happened within like a span of like no more than a week because he said
Yeah.
day 3 he bought it,
Yeah.
day 4 it was missing. So like this happened within his first. He was still like in like technically he was still in
I will
probationary
fuck
period.
you by Friday, little man. Like,
So how does that work though? Because like if he's because most jobs they have a 2-week probationary period, right?
Yeah.
If he's still in his probationary period where they can let you go for anything, like even if they fired him in retaliation for pressing charges, like he's technically in his probationary period.
Even right to work, because you have them like that, because it's such a cut and dry thing. Like, oh, we choose not to no longer employ you. Like, because it was you do this, you will get fired. That is retaliation. I think they still would have won that in a right to work.
So because it is still a cut and dry, like stated, I will fire you. Blah blah
yes,
blah, blah.
yes. So again, this is another one that Tori had sent. This one's 19 days ago. By the way, if anyone has any, please send them. Put them in chat. Send them to me directly. It doesn't matter. Mostly, I'll have my contact info. So,
If you don't, I'll give you his number. I'll put it in chat.
So, 19 days ago, by Singer Aware 2658. Am I the asshole for not taking down pictures of my family in my own home to make my son's new wife feel more comfortable? Already,
I don't even need to read that.
I don't even need to read that. I'm already no. You're an asshole for raising a pussy bitch son who can't fucking tell his new wife that because I skimmed this a little bit. It's about to get a little rough. For not telling your new daughter, your son, to check your fucking new daughter-in-law. So I, late 50s, am a picture person. I have hundreds up in my home. It started when I was caring for my aunt with Alzheimer's and has just gone from there. I have 3 kids and 4 grandkids, and as you can imagine, I love having photos of them up in my home. My middle son, Gavin, Gavino free, 27. So my age. Yeah, I hope. Is no longer with my 4-year-old grandson Tommy's mom, Helena. So Gavin no longer with baby mama Helena. They're still friendly and co-parent well. I see her often enough because I help with Tommy. Again, Tommy's the 4-year-old grandson. Last year, he married Sherry, also 27, after only being together for a few months.
Red flag.
Pause. Yeah, stupid. Unpause.
Also, when was the break between baby mama and Sherry? Like, how long was
Yeah,
that
but between Helena and Sherry,
yeah,
we're gonna say it's a reasonable amount of time. Let's just imply that one. It didn't seem like I'm already not getting the vibe that like they pulled the trigger like right then and there. So Sherry,
I'm gonna say Tommy was like at least 2, maybe
yeah,
3.
let's do
There
that.
was a good enough time.
Yeah. I mean, divorce takes fucking forever. Well, I mean, I'm assuming divorce. Maybe it was just a boyfriend girlfriend situation, but um, after only being together for a few months, but she seems sweet and like she makes him happy. We had no issues until the summer when my son asked me to down any. Sorry, this person's grammar. It's not bad. It just doesn't read well.
They're 50 and don't know how to use a
Yeah,
keyboard. It's okay.
yeah, it's all right. So when my son asked me to take down any and all pictures that Helena was in to make Sherry more comfortable, I don't have any of her alone. Just a few of the entire her being sorry, Helena. I'm going to add that. I don't have any pictures of Helena, just Helena. Just a few of the entire family and a few when Tommy was younger that my son is also in. I said no, it's my home and I like having them up. I certainly have added many with Sherry in them, but it's silly to take some down just because Helen and Gavin are no longer together. It's still a part of family history. Pause.
I
Completely
agree with
rationale. Completely
yeah.
100% agree. Um,
I'm on the same page as what was this bitch's name? Fucking Singer Aware.
Singer aware, yes.
Yeah, her name's
I
Ruth.
am so. You said Ruth?
Yeah, it is. Has to be.
Okay. Nice. Uh, so yeah, I'm Team Ruth already, 100%, because not only is a consideration there, I'm gonna add there was another layer, and I'm hoping y'all caught it, and it was I don't have any of Helena alone because that would be my line, right? If like I'm a child of
Well, it'd be
divorce,
kind
for
of
example.
odd to have some of Helena alone because
Yes.
obviously Helena's only in the picture because
Yeah.
of Gavin. So like to have them
Yep.
alone would be like weird because you
Yeah.
wouldn't have known who the fuck that person was without Gavin. Like I could see it like if it was a long lasting relationship and Gavin just up and fucking died and
Yeah.
Helena's still part of the family and been a part of it long enough where they're like they're truly in tune with the family where
Yeah.
it makes sense to have a single photo, but in this case, no, it doesn't make sense. So like
Mm-hmm.
why? So like yeah.
Yeah, and Tori threw in a comment which I agree with. So here's the line in my sand. I feel this is reasonable, right? If it was pictures of just her, which we already prefaced, no. Pictures of just Gavin and Helena as a couple, wedding pictures, prom pictures. We don't fucking know. They're 20, Gavin's 27, maybe they were high school sweethearts. I don't fucking know. Anything where it was the focus is just Helena or just Helena and Gavin, that it has validity to it. For example, again, I'm a child of divorce. My stepmother was not fond of like I had like my parents' wedding pictures, like on one of my shelves or something, and my father calmly asked, "Can you take that down?" I'm like, it's valid. And
Yeah.
there's validity to it. I'm not trying to wedge a fork in anyone else's relationship. That is a valid request. So I'll already, I think you and I are on the same page. 100% concur, right? 100% agree so far for
Yeah.
Singer Aware.
I'm in agreement. Yes.
He asked again a few weeks ago, and I gave him the same answer. And I told him I'd be happy to explain to Sherry, but he dropped it. He called me yesterday and told me that it was the last time he was going to ask. The pictures needed to come down, or Sherry wouldn't come to our home anymore. I told him that it was ridiculous, and he said that if it and said that it was important to him because they made Sherry jealous and it was affecting the way she was treating Tommy. Pause.
That's on
That's why you don't
Sherry
get
alone.
fucking married after a few months, idiot. Like
Well, I mean,
that's
tell that to all the privates in the military.
they'll be divorced by the time their first fucking contract's up.
Oh, wait. Aware. Dealing with it already. Dealing with it already.
So, but yeah, I don't like that.
Honestly, this
Already,
could have all been solved right here. Was when fucking Gavin was like, "Sherry's not gonna come to the house anymore." Me as Ruth is what we're calling Singer Aware.
sure.
My answer would be to look Gavin dead in the eyes, stone cold. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. You're the
okay.
dumbass who got married after a few months. You didn't. These are the situations you have to scout.
It's
These
not
are
even
some of
that. Like I don't give a fuck about Sherry. It's my house. If she doesn't want to be in my house for her
yeah,
own personal reasons, all
m-
right, cool. We
my
can
house.
hang out other places, or
Yeah,
we can like shit this, that, and the other. Like
yeah,
fuck. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I don't. give a shit.
Yeah.
It's not affecting me none.
You deal with your new wife. This is not my responsibility.
Yeah, my allegiance is to Gavin, albeit being a fucking bitch right
Idiot.
now,
Yeah.
and Tommy. Like, I barely know Sherry, and she wants to tell me what to get the fuck out. No, all right, cool. Don't come to my house. That's it. That's what I would have done. Problem solved.
Yes, I concur. Like a G check needs to occur, and Gavin thinks it's not him. Gavin thinks it's to his mom, who, as a fellow
Is this
27-year-old, yeah, Ruth is Gavin.
Yeah,
Gavin's
okay,
mom.
yeah, okay. Ruth is Gavin's mom. Okay, yeah.
Again, as a fellow 27-year-old, Gavin is old enough, has a kid. Like, you're a fucking idiot, and what you're trying to do is appease the step parent rather than focusing on your family and drawing healthy boundaries. As we see, and there's many relationships where like the new family or new family members introduced now for whatever reason have priority over the family you've always had. Happens a lot. Usually it's some kind of like an earning thing, and so I don't like that. That's a G check that needs to occur. Let me go back. So Sherry was jealous and it was affecting the way she was treating Tommy. I am appalled, naturally. Apparently, Tommy mentioned a picture in my house and Sherry threw a fit. Gavin said it was making his life difficult. He's a fucking 4-year-old. Anyway, he brought it up around my
That's
daughter.
his mom, though. Like, he's, like, put it in perspective. I have a 4-year-old, okay?
Yeah.
It will argue that she's brighter than most 4-year-olds, but that's not really the point here. Ella's smart enough, right? She, like, let's say in this scenario, Kaylee and I are no longer together. Like, she's gonna be like, like, say I take her over to like your house with, say, whatever my girlfriend is at the time, right? And you hear and Ella's talking, be like, I saw mommy today. And you're like, oh, you saw your mom today? Where was she? She's like, oh, daddy has a picture of all of us up in the house. And then my girlfriend at the time was like, yeah, fuck that shit. Like,
yeah, Helena's not dead. They still have to co-parent. You have to fucking grow up and you signed up. You got married to a man with a kid. As a step parent, you have to fucking grow up and put that behind you. Right?
Honestly,
there are gonna be times.
Waited.
I agree. But like, for example, when Tommy's graduating high school, you best believe that everyone's going to be in the same fucking room, probably the same row of goddamn bleachers, or you're going to make their life fucking miserable. Again, speak from experience. They have to. I bitched at the ripe age of 14. I fucking cut into both of my parents, and I'm like, you are making it an us versus one of you. It cannot be like this. This is unhealthy. And so again, I'm speaking of more like a long-term ramification, right? But this is still it's still a valid thing that needs to be addressed. If it doesn't get stopped now, it will continue to poise and poise and poise. And yeah, like for birthday parties, for sporting events, for a high school graduation, you're gonna have to fucking coexist. So, you know, grow a spine. I think they're on clearance right now. And deal with the fact that you're a fucking step parent. You're not that child's biological parent, but you're still obligated to be the best parent you ought to be. And
to me, what it sounds like is that Gavin picked Sherry over his own personal, like for his own personal happiness, and didn't bother to take into account that he has a 4-year-old son.
Yes. No, Gavin, I'm happy you said that. Gavin sounds like an idiot. I'm just going to throw it out there. Gavin sounds
that would
like
be on the nose for anybody named Gavin.
Yeah. Thankfully, the Gavin we like is a genius. He's just common sense silly. You know what I mean?
I think he's legitimately smart and common sense smart. I think he's just smart enough.
It's just a bit
playing stupid wins.
Yeah. I love him so much. So yeah. Back to it.
You were.
If your wife is treating Tommy appalled.
I thought you were
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Apparently,
you're gonna say.
No. I was trying to. I picked off at the wrong spot. Thank you for.
Oh, okay.
So I'm appalled. Apparently, Tommy mentioned a picture in my house and Sherry threw a fit. And Gavin says it's making his life difficult, being a bitch. He brought it up around my daughter, the oldest, who told her younger sister as well. They both agree Sherry is being ridiculous. I told him, if your wife is treating Tommy poorly because some pictures in my home, then you need to think if this is the right person. Totally agree. Obviously, he disagrees, but he has been hounding me leading up to Thanksgiving. My husband is also on the side of we do not negotiate with terrorists. That is fucking hilarious phrasing right now.
The
But
husband definitely was in Vietnam.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Shoot, they do not pay property tax. That man suffered some Agent Orange. But it's also pointed out that they are married and we should pick our battles. I'm wondering if I'm missing the forest for the trees. That's a
Now,
really
I
good
can
phrase. Can I highlight that real quick? Go ahead.
yes.
You go ahead.
So I agree. I'm agreeing, right? The husband said we don't negotiate with terrorists, but also pointed out that they are married. We should pick our battles. I agree with the husband because it's like
Yeah.
we don't negotiate with terrorists. There are pictures in my house. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want with my house.
Yep.
However, comma, they are married, so we should pick our battles. Is this a battle that we are willing to fight? No. If it were me, right? Like, oh, Sherry's coming over with Tommy. I can't imagine you have a metric fuck ton of photos with
Sure.
Helena in them for you to be like, all right, I'm gonna take these one or two and remove them for like the 20 minutes that this bitch is. Does it sound like a lot of work? Yeah, but which is more work? Listening to Sherry and Tommy bitch all fucking, or Sherry and Gavin bitch all fucking day? Or to remove two photos for like a couple hours while everybody's hanging out the house
Well, who
and then
knows
put them back when
the
they leave?
extent of Sherry's pettiness? Like, if you take them down or cover them up, you know, in the back of her head, that might not
She
be
knows they're
enough.
going to come back up.
Yes, yes, that might be. There might be more to this flame than what is seen
But
by the
ignorance is
family.
bliss.
Yeah,
Ignorance is bliss.
yeah,
How, who, like, okay, so they're down when Sherry's there, but Sherry knows that as soon as she leaves, they're getting put back up.
yeah,
It's not affecting you at that point because you're not there. I mean, if Tommy's there, yeah, like obviously Tommy's gonna come home and be like, "Oh,
yeah.
mom, look at this shit," right?
Yes.
But
And
like,
so she was upset. Sorry, I'll interject for a moment. Sherry
yeah,
was upset. Tommy brought up a picture because Tommy was there, and Sherry. So she's upset the pictures even
fucking mom.
exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's upset these pictures even exist. So I think, unfortunately, our small solution of cover them up or take them down for the 2 hours, Tommy may say something again, and that
Put him in the
like,
fucking bedroom.
well, even then,
Ruth
like,
could put them in her bedroom. Why
Yeah.
is Tommy in her bedroom?
and then once you've sacrificed that boundary, right, where okay, now she comes over. If you don't change out those curtains, I'm not coming over again. Like at
That's what
what
a 12
point?
gauge is for.
That's like at what point does it end? What point does it end? Sherry already is showing immaturity, inability to understand that she's a step parent, inability to understand other people's space and other people's boundaries. Like at what point is she burning bridges on Gavin's behalf because he's unable to stand up against or because Gavin's unwilling to step up against his newly wedded wife. So I don't think our solution will work because of the idea that think about it for future as well. Tommy's 4.
If you give up ground, they're gonna be keen to take up more.
Yes, give an inch, they'll try to take a mile. So
Yeah.
Tommy's 4. Pictures don't stop after being a year or two old, right? People love pictures. Ruth loves pictures. She said it in the first. So like, again, sporting events, the fucking school spelling bee, the school play, if he does band or choir, there's going to be fucking pictures. Helena's going to be in them. Helena's going to be around them. This is not, you
Do you
don't.
think this stems from any sort of like hostility between Sherry and Helena? Do you
Well,
think there's pre-existing like beef between the two, and that's what's causing it?
there could be. I feel that would be a little too creative, too much creative liberty on our end. I just think it's just jealousy. I think my conclusion leads to it's jealousy and inability to cope. Because I think let me preface something here. Being a step parent is not easy.
No.
Having 2 of them is not easy. You are picking up where a lot was left off, and you weren't involved with what was left off. So let me say, Sherry has the right to be a little territorial with Gavin, for example. Like I've seen freshly divorced couples or just divorced couples in general where the ex gets a little touchy, gets a little handsy in front of the step parent to fuck with the other one. Like there are situations where these feelings are valid, but unfortunately, because of the position that you find yourself in, especially as a step parent, you have to just deal with them, right? You have to then tell your partner, hey, you can hug your ex-wife, but don't don't let her fucking hold your hand, or I'm just drawing up theoreticals, but There is things Gavin can do to mitigate some things here.
You mean
But
like have a set of nuts?
yeah. I said they were on sale, right? I want to say clearance. He should
No, you
probably be
said
checking.
spines were on sale.
Spines,
Spines were on
spines
sale.
are on sale, not nuts. Yeah, that's more of a Labor Day special. Um, but yeah, so like there is some validity here. Yeah, some general jealousy, a little, but at the end of the day, you married a man who's formerly married. It's the same way of like if you're in a relationship,
Well,
you
formerly
really.
had a kid. We don't know if they were married.
Oh, sorry. Formerly in a serious relationship where a kid was produced, and if you weren't willing to accept that, you should have accepted the fucking ring. That's on you. Um,
Yes.
let's see. Yeah, if I'm missing the forest for the trees. By the way, I'm totally stealing that fucking sentence. I think we should jot
Gonna
that
hear that in
down.
the next 4 streams.
Yeah, you are. Just a quick edit. If there was abuse, I would have already called CPS. Sherry has decided when Tommy is there to make herself sparse and not to be involved with him anymore. I have told Gavin it's not acceptable and says he's working on it, but there's nothing to report, and Helena knows of this. So Sherry is a shitty person. Sherry is now not step parenting. Is a sentence I just read. Another edit. There's a few edits here, so bear with me. Thanks. I won't be removing anything. And if Sherry wants to continue this toddler like temper tantrum, she is welcome to stay home alone on Thanksgiving. If she wants to grow up and realize that she married a man with a child, she can come. But I'll be having a serious talk with my son. My husband and I are well off and readily help our kids financially. He is welcome to cut me off over this, but I doubt that will happen as we will react likewise. Also, I counted today when I was cleaning. I saw max 5 pictures with Helen on them. The fact that this woman is throwing a fit about 5 of the hundreds of pictures is crazy to me. Maybe I'll put up more. Yeah. This is a really clean cut and dry, not the asshole.
Yeah, no, I don't think Ruth is the asshole at all.
I don't think the Ruth is the asshole. I don't think so.
I'd argue that Gavin is an asshole a little bit for enabling it because he won't fucking say anything to Sherry. But in all actuality, I think I want to give Tommy, or not Tommy, I want to give fucking Gavin the benefit of the doubt and that he is trying to not only help out, or not help out, but like trying to make his new wife feel comfortable with his family, but also trying not to, you know, drive a wedge between him and his own family over one person's lash out. I feel like he's trying his hardest. Like he thinks he's doing good. He's trying to, alleviate the stress and like trying to make it so it's like nice and comfortable for everyone without realizing that what he's asking them to do is stupid because she's the one acting stupid. I think he is just blindly, attacking the situation without looking at it in like a bigger picture sort of
There
thing.
is no hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah.
There's no solution in terms of like, oh, if you just do this, it's fine. Like Sherry and Gavin, in my opinion, should already be split. That's my fucking opinion. And this is a big epiphanic moment for a 27-year-old to have go, oh fuck, I am a step parent. Sherry has to step up. And so I feel like it boils down to one of those two. Like Gavin has to grow a spine or Sherry has to grow up.
Needs to go.
Yes. Yeah, this is not one of those like, oh, just take down the pictures. She will continue to burn the bridge over. And as soon as you try to rebuild it, again, with middle school graduation pictures, high school graduation pictures, any play, drama, choir, sport, Tommy's in.
Because Helena's not going away.
Helena's not going away. Also, to add another layer of unfortunateness to it, what if fucking, they're 27. What if they have another kid? You already know good goddamn well Sherry is going to treat her own full-blooded child better than her stepchild. I'm going to tell you that right now.
For this specific scenario, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying that's how it is for every, people who remarry and have more kids. Not at all. I'm saying in this scenario, if Sherry and Gavin have a child, Tommy might as well go to the fucking fire department or Helena because Sherry will not take care of Tommy the way that she takes care for in her current mental standing will not care for that child the same way.
Well, my question is, what is the split between fucking
Well, like the joint custody
Helena
agreement.
and yeah, Gavin? Is it like
Yeah,
Gavin can only see Tommy when he's over at fucking, you know,
we might be digging too much there. Nothing. We got
because that's gonna
nothing
play, but
listed.
that's gonna play a part though in everything.
I don't. Yes, it plays a part, but also like for me, that's a micro variable, right? Like that's so little of a variable that
Well, I guess it did say that Sherry treats Tommy like shit at home, so that would imply that
yeah,
they
it's
see
it's
them
only going to get
outside of.
worse.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know.
yeah, go ahead.
I agree it's a micro variable, but I think, well, I guess
I
I don't
don't
know.
think it would
This is
change
like more.
anything.
This
It
is
would change.
more your domain.
Yeah, here's why I don't think it'll change anything. Yes, would the relationship be better if they see, say, if Sherry sees Tommy more? But right, like there is an insinuated level of care that should always be provided, right? Like
Mhm.
even though you only see them every other weekend or a Wednesday in a weekend, right? Like you're already disparaging against that child despite your mother-in-law committing these actions that you're against. So even if Tommy is with them constantly and Helena has no fucking custody at all, um, they're still documenting parts of Tommy's life in those pictures. So yeah, I don't think it would really change much. Like Sherry and Tommy might have a better relationship if they spend more time together. They might have a worse relationship. That one's more of a hypothetical that I feel um, that's more of an outlier rather than like we have a baseline, and the baseline needs to be corrected before like any idea of like what the custody does to one another. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say not the asshole. I'm gonna
Ooh,
read.
I
Oh,
like that one.
which one?
Argument about daughter going out. I have a daughter. I'm curious.
I have not. Here I'm gonna read silence thing real quick. Ruth is a sweet lady. Yes, Sherry's one of those women that would get put in an insane asylum when they were unregulated. You may be
Arkham.
right, silent. Yeah, Arkham. A bit of a shorter one. This
Sherry
one.
sounds like fucking Harley Quinn.
This is this is. I can already tell. This is always a hot topic, right? Kids going out, partying, going out in general. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna just say that this is usually between parents a huge thing. So, uh, 7 hours ago by CRLL2, our 15-year daughter went out with two friends last night. Sorry,
Wait,
this
so
is
does that mean she's 15 years old, or they just had her
yeah.
for 15
Sorry.
years?
I'm already this person's typing is already fucking me hard. Our 15-year-old daughter went out with two high school friends last night. She left around 7:45. I asked her to be home at 10. One of
Bitch,
the friends drove.
it's a bitch ass father move or mother,
Uh,
whatever it is.
I would say 11. One of the friends drove. She didn't use final destination, but typically they use a fuck me, dude. This person's typing is rough. She didn't
You want me to
use
read
a
it? I'm a
final
retard.
destination. We can't say that. She didn't use a final
Oh,
destination, but typically they end up getting fast food or something similar. She is terrible at making plans, but I also don't know many 15-year-olds that plan her entire time together. Say play her entire time. Autocorrect is also getting this person typing.
they
They just,
definitely typed this on a computer and not on their phone. That would have
yeah,
fixed it.
they just hang out and when they want to drive somewhere independently. We have never had a reason to mistrust her other than once when she came back way too late. I have never suspected drugs or alcohol. My husband was pissed that I could just let her go out without knowing where she will be. Yet we have her on Find My. For those, I'm going to pause here.
Bitch.
Find My is like Life 360. It's just where it's a shared location. And to be honest with you, I support this anymore. Now, if you were to ask me like 15 years ago, or like, I mean, say I was 27 years old 15 years ago, I would be kind of against it. I'm pro it now just because of the idea of there's so much human trafficking. The world's not the same place. Anyway,
Yes.
he was seriously infuriated over this and could not understand why I wouldn't be stressed over it at all. Well, one friend is our neighbor, and she had a very good head on her shoulders. Does well in school, speaks respectfully with adults, encourages our daughter positively. The other is a boy they are both friends with, and neither girl has interest in him. They hang out all the time, and my daughter did,
Irrelevant.
and yeah, they hang out all the time, and my daughter doesn't give many boys the time of day even to talk to them. He's a good one. Am I the
Also
asshole?
irrelevant.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for defending our 15-year-old's ability to go out and hang out with her friends? Why do they have to be at one set location the entire time for my husband to feel at ease? Plus, I can find her on Find My and call her anytime. I feel like I was turned into the asshole in this argument, and that I'm a bad parent for not knowing where she will be. You go first on this one.
One,
Your
10
parent.
o'clock, bitch. Let's assume this is Friday, maybe Saturday. All right. We're just going to assume.
Yeah.
10. Dude, on the weekend, like, fuck you. Arrive home. That's it. I don't care. On a weekday, hey, you got to get up early. When you come home, you come home. That's fine. But
Yeah.
like, hey, it's on you. Um, so like I have Kaylee's location and Ella's iPad location, like through fucking Find My iPhone and bullshit like that. Like, it's not it's not to see where the fuck they're at all times. It's like if they get into a situation, they're like, oh hey, something's going down, blah 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 blah. I don't know where I'm at. Now I know where the fuck you're at. Like, I'm not stalking the location. So like that enough for me is like Kaylee leaves the house and goes, I'm going here. Or I don't care where you're going. Just go. Like, you're an adult.
I'm gonna start
The
typing variables. Sorry, you go ahead. I'm gonna
No, go
start
for it.
typing variables that we actually both find to be important. That way,
Yeah.
Sorry. So go ahead.
My thing is like, how do I say this without sounding like fucking I don't give a shit parent?
Yeah.
The thing is like your whole job as a child, right, is to explore and get as and like absorb as much knowledge as you can prior to being out on your own. And the best time for you to fuck up, putting an asterisk next to fuck up, because there are some things that you can fuck up that have irreversible effects. The best time for you to fuck up is in your childhood with a
Hmm.
more controlled environment where it's like, oh, I learned from this. I can redo this. Like, if I give Ella $100 a week for like an allowance, if she blows all that in day one, all right, cool. She understands like that the dollar only goes so far, so she's got to stretch it, but she's not like out of house. She's not losing her car. She's not, it's not fucking up her whole adult life because she's doing it on
Hmm.
her own.
Hmm.
She has something to fall back on and learn from those mistakes. So like, okay, now she's like, all right, cool. I get $100 a week. I'm gonna put $20, aside in like a shoebox or whatever it may be to be able to like have some savings for like, okay, I want this specific fucking dress for, prom or homecoming, whatever it may be. Like,
Yeah.
the best time to learn is as a child. So like,
Yeah.
in the whole like, one of them is a dude thing, irrelevant. Who fucking cares? Um, I
Yeah.
say I
That,
say
that
go
that
adventure.
that's a not so good look mentioning that variable, but also like
Yeah,
the mom
that shows
is
that the
going over
mom is
both
somewhat, yeah,
group. Yeah.
like realistically, like hang out with whoever you want. I think like 15 is a ripe age for like dumb shit to happen outside of the child's control.
Sure.
Because they are at that age where if they want to adventure, they can adventure on their own without a parent around because they are independently mobile, I guess.
Yeah.
They can drive, they can walk, they can ride a bike. They're they don't rely on their parents to get from point A to point B. They are at that ripe age where like you can go where you want whenever you want. I think I'm on the mom side more, and like honestly, you bring Kaylee in here. I mean, she can give us her fucking side of it too. She's like right here next to
I
me.
So before I go, I'm going to
Yeah,
throw variables that you covered and that I thought of whilst you were speaking, that may affect people's judgment. So
yeah.
I think weekday or weekend, that being unmentioned is a big deal. Find My, the fact that
Assume
this,
these are iPhones because Find My is like an iPhone thing, right? Or
I
is there
want to say
another
that's more
third
more of
party
an
app?
Android. Yeah, well, that's a third party app. It's not the
You
the
sure? Because
Apple the
Find My
Apple Map location. Like you and I
no,
can
because
just
Find My iPhone is Standard. Yeah, no, Find My is the default fucking
Oh,
iPhone
I'm
thing.
sorry. Okay, thank you for clarifying. I didn't realize it. I just called it Apple locations. Yeah, Find My. So weekday or weekend, that changes a lot, right? Saturday, Friday, Saturday, okay, 11. Come on, or sorry, 10 o'clock. Like you can make that 11. You can make that midnight. That's fine.
I'm gonna assume weekend because you're not leaving at 8 o'clock at night on a weekday.
Some people do. I mean, I did, but also like when depends what house I was at. My mom's you've been there is more of a small town, right? Like I would bike around that fucking small town. Um,
Yeah,
so Find My, I'm gonna just throw in here. I like that Find My exists. Now, if at any given point, because I believe it does notify, if she was to turn off Find My, that's a different fucking story, right?
it does
Then she
notify
is.
you, but
It's
it's
not a
not like a text
huge
notification.
notice.
You'd have to
Yeah,
go into the app or like through text messages because like it'll tell you
yeah.
when they stop
It'll
sharing and
say
share.
like
Like
daughter
stop
has
sharing
turned off.
location.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but
right. It
you have to
doesn't.
physically open it. It's not going to notify you. At
And
least in my
so if that didn't happen at
um
any given point, if you look back, and Find My is still very much so there. You know what? Asalana Mega means she's comfortable enough to have it there. She's got nothing to hide. Um, I just wrote Adventures and Consequences. That's what you were saying about like going out, learning from your mistakes, trying out new things, right? This is you have to live life, right?
mm,
I you don't just know that you like going to carnivals by just looking at them. You go to the fucking carnival. You figure out, do I like it? Do I not like it? Um,
exactly.
something this is for me. That was well. What if the final destination say was like because they normally go out to food, right? What if you're just not you're like, you know what, hey, we're gonna go to Taco Bell and just hang out there and just be teenagers. Well, what if like like, hey, actually, I'm not so much thinking Taco Bell. What if I'm thinking Jersey Mike's? Right. To the
30
dad,
minutes further away from home than fucking Taco Bell. Like let's say
yeah,
Taco Bell's like 20 minutes from the house.
yeah.
Now they're almost an hour away.
So what if then the dad, that would be a breach of contract or breach of trust with the dad at that point. Like, hey, we're going out. Like that's yeah, it would be nice to get the initial thoughts of where they're going. Maybe like a skeletal structure of like, hey, are you going out to just go grab a bite? And then like, yes, no. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, where are you going? When are you going to be back? Like there's questions you can get that gauge things. So it's like, okay, they're going out to grab a bite to eat. It sounds like they're thinking Taco Bell or Jersey Mike's. Well, which one is it? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be such a. So imagine if that change of course existed, right? When they
Me
said Taco Bell.
personally,
Yeah.
me personally, and this is just like from growing up with my parents. Like
Yeah.
my parents didn't give a fuck. Like the only thing they cared about was like because we grew up in a small town too. Could you remember where we had the baby shower, right? At
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
bar on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. That small ass fucking town. The only thing they cared about was like, are we going to be in this town or are we going to be in this town? Because at
Yeah.
least if they knew what town we were in, that was good enough. It was like, hey, we're going to Cedar Rapids, a town that's like 30 minutes away. They
Yeah.
know that we're going to be in Cedar Rapids. If we plan on going to Iowa City or like fucking Des Moines or Davenport from there is like, hey, we're going to this. They don't care exactly like the exact location. They just like, hey, we're going here. Like, I'm going to Tyler's. It's like literally down the street from our house. They know
Mhm.
what city we're in. So that way because like when I was growing up,
Yeah.
didn't have the whole Find My iPhone or Life 360. We didn't have any of that shit.
Yeah.
So like that's why they wanted a general location. My dad sometimes would ask, "Hey, what side of Cedar Rapids are you going to be on?" Because there
Sure.
is a bad side of town. Like I'm
Yeah.
not going to the southeast side. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not that dumb. Um, but like for my dad, it was always like, as long as I know where you're at, that's fine. Because again, my dad was a cop, so like
Yeah.
he has connections through across the entire state. So like as long as he knows what town we're in, we're fine. My mom, on the other hand, she wanted to fucking know everything.
I could
So
see
like
that. I
generally,
could totally
yeah.
see that, by the way. Like
But
just
I'm her firstborn son,
yeah.
that's now able to go on her own.
Yeah.
She's yet to experience this. I can understand it. And I would argue that when Ella gets to this age, like my outlook on it now will probably change. And that's something to dive into when we get there. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'd be like, hey, it's 2025, albeit it's probably like 2035 by the time she's going out on her own. Um, there's gonna be apps or shit like you could track the fucking car probably
Yeah.
by then.
Yeah.
Be like, as long as I have access to your location, I don't care where you go. I'm not gonna stalk your location. However, if I have an inkling that's like, oh, you might be in trouble. Like if you tell me you're gonna be home at like 1 a.m.
Mhm.
on a Saturday
Mhm.
and it's 4 a.m. and you haven't texted me like, hey, we're gonna stay out a little bit longer, I'm going to by
That's a
default
different
assume
case.
that something happened. I'm gonna pull up your phone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up your location and be like, okay, it says she's sitting in a fucking McDonald's parking lot. No McDonald's is open at 4 a.m. in this town, in this scenario, in this
Sure.
town.
Sure.
What's going on? I'm gonna call. I'm gonna text. If I don't get an answer within 10 minutes, I'm gonna call. If I don't get an answer, I'm going to go to that location, right? And verify that everything's okay. But if you text me back, be like, oh yeah, McDonald's is closed. We're just chilling outside because it's empty and like we're not being bothered by random people. Like, all right, cool. Be about your business. Unless you give
Mhm.
me a reason to need to track your location, like I'm not gonna give a fuck. Hey, I'm going out with some friends. All right, cool. I don't care who the friends are
Sure.
because you're gonna learn. Like whether you have good friends or bad friends, you're gonna learn from them regardless.
Yes. Yeah, I would care to know the friends or maybe even like friends' parents, less so maybe the friends, but like if they're a fuck up, like, you someone has to be some kind of like contact for me to be like, okay, what the fuck? Um,
I
that
mean,
way
I
it's
care
not
less
like,
about the friend's parents only because of the fact that it's like you could be the perfect parent. You're like, whatever, but your child is still just a piece of shit. There's like
yeah,
your parent, the child obviously does not care about you as a parent.
I
So it's
mean
like,
more so for the idea of how do
unless
I how
it's
do I
like,
phrase it?
hey, I'm
Like
letting
if
you know
the
that your
parent's
child is,
off-putting. Like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hey, just letting you know. Like, hey, I'm just bringing this to your attention. Whatever you do with this, what you do with it. But also, I mean, like, unfortunately, there's a lot of I'm just gonna just say it. There's a lot of like pedo ass fucking adults and families now. And it's being like, well, I mean, it's always been that way. But that's something as like I'm not a parent, but there's like just to throw an example out there. In a lot of families and in certain communities, it's like there's that weird uncle, and it's like, well, if that uncle is you know, the parent of a friend, my child is hanging out with, I like the rule is don't go to that fucking house. If I immediately get that vibe, of shit like that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
There are people
I get
starting
what you're saying.
to gauge that. Um, Now, you mentioned times, so I actually threw in this phrase. It just depending on where they live, traffic, comma, right? Leave at. So be
Where in
home
the
at.
world are you finding traffic at 7:45 at night?
Oh, it's fucking everywhere. My cities, the downtown can be really bad at 7:45. Um,
There,
but I'm just throwing that out there, right? So a rule that I heard that I liked a lot more than be home at blank is leave at blank. So, like for example, if they're only 15 minutes away, sure, be home at 10, is the idea, but that's when just say leave at 9:45. For example, like all the time, like I'm not far from several interstates, and there was times where I was like a fucking semi is completely perpendicular on the highway, and I shit you not, I have many pictures to it. And so it's like, yeah, I'm 2 city blocks away from my house. I need to get off. I just need to get off at this exit. There's a fucking semi sideways and I can't do it. Right. So like they left at 9:45 to make it there at 10. Some variable came in that then extends that time. Well, they already left at the agreed upon time and you have the Find My app. So I like the idea of, giving that leniency of like, if your car gets fucking struck by lightning, or a storm starts to come in, I get it. You're going to be a little bit later. I feel the whole like be home at a certain time for some parents can be overly strict, can be like overly like if they get through the door at 10:01, like okay, the shotgun's out and they're on the porch, just waiting for you to pull up in the driveway. Um, so that's just me throwing that out there. Like I like leave at rather than be home by. Um, because the
I
ideal
feel like
is
leave at is better than be home by, but like again, me personally, like
yeah,
you're a child, go explore.
yeah,
Like you're gonna find act like coming home late on a weekday and being too tired and not wanting to go to school. All right, cool. Make that fuck up now. Be like, I don't want to go to school
learn
today, or
learn
I'm
from
gonna be
that.
late to school today, instead of it being your job.
Yeah,
Where you solely depend on that job to survive. Like I'm cool with it in that sense. And And like I said, you can bring Kaylee in here, like if you want, because we look at things differently, even though we are parenting the same child. And I feel like having her outlook would be kind of helpful for this one specifically. If you want it, I can. She's like 3 feet. I can ask her to fucking pop
I
in
say
here.
I say we'll keep it at just us for this one, just because we might revisit this one. We'll see one of those like there might be an edit or an update to it or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
I will say I also threw in this because you touched base on this like when we were kids because it was a different world, so different times now. Um, like right, we have Find My, right? That's a big deal. We have Life 360, and before like growing up, I didn't even have a fucking cell phone until I got to the age of like I don't know, like 14 or something.
I think it
And
was about the time that I got a cell phone too, and it wasn't even
yeah,
yours. Probably
it was
wasn't anything fancy. It
minutes.
was like some just yeah. It
Yeah,
was like some
minutes
stupid
and
ass
like
flip phone or
yeah,
like the oldest fucking touch phone you could fucking think of.
some fucking Motorola garbage.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So
Razor went hard.
right, it did go hard. But yeah, like so think about it, I think we as people have also evolved for the idea of like when you know constant where you are, and because you have a cell phone in your pocket, you have to constantly be on demand to respond to my communications, right? And so we forget 20 years ago it was like, well, where's my kid? And it's like, okay, I see four bikes in the back or in the front yard of Timmy's house. Like, okay, I know that they're over at Timmy's. Um, pay phones, landlines. Like we've, I feel this is where we've devolved and allowed anxiety to like run our lives of like, why isn't he answering? Why isn't he answering? Why is he answering? And it's like, oh, he's in a fucking meeting. Give it a break.
It's like
It
back in our day, once you left the house, like you had no idea where the kid was at till the kid came
just
back.
went in a fucking wild. Or if they called from a payphone and you missed it, like you have to
You're
real
not
quick
getting that back.
jot down that fucking payphone number in hope that they're still kind of there waiting the 2 seconds for you to call back. You know,
Yeah. 'Cause I remember there'd be a lot of times we'd be like, hey, I'm going over to Tyler's. We'd ride our bike over to Tyler's.
yep.
We were not at Tyler's after a couple hours. I'll tell you, we were in the fucking woods doing whatever the fuck we wanted, but our parents didn't know that because like no fucking contact with
Getting
them.
drunk
Like
and
it's
almost dying in a field.
well, no, just jumping off of shit and hoping we didn't break something.
That's right. Um, but yeah, and like gone are the days where, and of course there's safety reasons. I'm not dismissing that, but gone are the days of like, for me, it was like I was going to my buddy Zach or Max's house, and I was always just like, "Hey, I'm on my bike. I'll be gone." And like they encouraged that. They wanted me to be out of the house. I was a gamer growing up, but they still wanted me out of the house during at the weekend. So I'm like, "Hey, I'll be on my bike. I'll be at Max's. We might ride around the neighborhood, something." And they're like, "Fuck yeah, go adventure. Go, just go out." Just go out and wherever you end up, you just use your best judgment. Don't do meth. Call it a day. And
Might
I
be a
feel
harsh
like,
view in your area, but yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, fuck, really? I'm like, we had that scheduled for 2. And so I feel this agita, this anxiety, like is thrusted upon society to like everything shy of shock collar and fucking GPS and chip your kids like a dog.
I would never chip my kid.
I
Fuck
would
all that.
I would chip him 100%.
Maybe a fucking air tag, but not a whole fucking
I'm not fucking that's too much for the government to be able to access. Anyway, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was just one of those things where it was like just go. Use your best judgment, come back at a reasonable time. We'll say the leave by 9, get back whenever you get back because I was on a fucking bike. Maybe it was raining, took me a little longer. I just feel that modern day parents have really devolved into I need to know where
I can
they're
see
at. I need to know
why they
what.
devolved because back in
Yeah.
the day, information spread like we're both older than fucking the internet.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Fucking
Well, I don't know about you. I'm older than the internet, more so Google. We're like both about as old, if not older than the internet. So it's like shit fucking didn't move as fast. Like, yes, there were probably just as many bad people in the world as there were when we were growing up, but the information, like to receive that information, took forever or it just wasn't as easily accessible to get all that information.
Mhm.
Now, one quick Google search of your first name will tell me where you live, what your phone number is, what the last 3 previous
Yeah.
jobs you've had were, like, what it is you're doing with your fucking life. And, like, I can find a list of fucking, PDF files within a fucking 10-mile radius of my current location. You couldn't do that when
Mm-mm.
we were growing up.
Mm-mm.
So, while yes, times are different to the point where it's like you don't have to be so like up the child's ass, like where they're at, because you have all these apps and shit like that. But I can see why they are because now they have all this extra information to create the
Yeah.
paranoia.
Yeah.
There's no more PDF files in the world than there were before. It's just now you have access to see where they're all at.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
judge, how close they live to schools and dot, dot, dot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like
It
in most
causes false
things,
hysteria because it's always been there. It's just now
yeah,
you can see it.
we have in most cases with technology, we've overcorrected or we've overconsumed, right? And now if you take that away, you don't know how to function. And that's a different tangent to go on, but no, I agree with you. Like now the veil has been cut. You know, understand what to do with the information provided. Don't lose your fucking mind. Like all the time, people watching, like true crime shit and whatnot. Now they're afraid to go in a fucking back alley, and it's like, now you're just creating scenarios in your head. Stop doing that. Take the appropriate countermeasures. I'm not going to list any examples, uh, but survive, right?
Yeah, like the
Uh,
odds of you getting gunned down in a back alley are no higher than they were before. It's just now you
yeah,
have the access to see that it happens more often than you thought because the information wasn't readily available
exactly.
in the early 2000s.
You know the stats now. You know
Yeah.
you know all of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with well here I'll read silence comments real quick. I got my dad's old iPhone 3G. That's fucking awesome.
God, that's old as shit. I'm surprised. Well, I think he's
Uh
talking like back in the day. I don't think he's talking about now.
yeah, well he might still own it, but yeah, I want to say back in the day. As a first phone, right? Okay. He didn't wipe it, so I saw all the photos he took of craters and holes from IEDs, mortars, and RPGs that landed near him or hit his vehicle. He documented near-death experiences like it was a fond memory. RFID chip my kid in case I need to save it from a Timu sweatshop. That is hilarious. Yeah, make sure you're like, is my child 13614 producing enough? If not, get him out of there. Yeah, so I'm gonna say not the
I think he's
asshole.
chipping him for a different reason. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that the mom is not an asshole. I think I want to say that the dad's an asshole, but like I think it all depends on like your experiences growing up. Because
Yeah,
like me growing up, my dad didn't give a fuck. Why didn't my dad give a fuck? He's a cop. He can handle the situation if a situation arises because he's got people and friends and his own set of skills to be able to handle the situation if something happens to his kid. My mom, on the other hand, is a school teacher. She sees this shit left and fucking right. Kids disappearing, a parent that shouldn't be parenting, like they were removed as a parent for a reason are coming and taking these children and there's nothing she can do about it. So she's seeing all these negative things happen to children. So I can understand why she would. And I think that's part of the reason why like I'm not so overly cautious of like Ella and Kaylee like going anywhere. It's like
hmm
if something happens to them, I have the tools to find out where they are at and I can use the skills that I've acquired to be able to make an educated guess on where they're going if they're not at the location that, was last pinged, like I
yeah,
can make an educated guess and be able to do what it is I need to do to get my child and or my wife back. I think that's really where it is like the experience growing up as a child also with like your current experiences post childhood.
yeah,
And I think my dad, the way that he was, kind of shaped me to be the parent that I was, but also I wouldn't lean so heavily into it if I wasn't on the career path that I'm currently on, where it's
sure,
like, okay, fuck with my child, see what happens. If I was like just no offense, if I was just a banker like you, not saying just a banker, but like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
in relation to my current experience, like my current job, like if I was a banker, I would be like, where the fuck is my kid? Like, what am I gonna do if my kid gets got? You know? And obviously you have, skills and, abilities to be able to take care of your family. Like, let's not downplay the fact that bankers can't be like, Liam Neeson from Taken. It's just like it's not it's not as like at the forefront. Like you don't think of a banker as like some dude that's gonna go Liam Neeson on a guy, whereas like someone who's been in the military and worked with special forces would be like, "Oh, you took my child, I'm gonna get my child back." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole different way of going about things. Now,
What do you think?
about what looks like.
The two parents. Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
he
yeah, yeah, yeah.
directly stated whether he thought they were
Not
assholes or
the
not.
asshole for I don't wanna say either of them are assholes, right? Like, that's a harsh, that's part of this forum that's gonna really black and white things. I think dad's an asshole for being a concerned parent. I think he's just a parent, right? If there was a perfect textbook way to go about doing so, everyone would be functional and there would be no fucking psych meds out there, right? Um, I will say, if I had to paint the picture, mom not an asshole, dad being an asshole. He's just being, a little over egregious. At
You know
some
how
point,
overprotective dads are of their children.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Well,
an
specifically their daughters.
yes, and that's actually a problematic thing too that has to get addressed from one point or another. Because you don't have ownership of your kid, and that also plays in a lot. Because at
Well, let
some
me put it into
point,
perspective for you.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
no, I was going to say at one point, you are going to force your daughter to become what you are trying to avoid her becoming by being overly defensive, by being overly vigilant, right? So like if this daughter
Mhm.
is doing good in school, because that's a huge unprecedented variable there. We're gonna assume that she's doing good.
Yeah,
Not
they only
doing
stated that the kid she was going with was good in
was good.
school. They never said
Yeah.
what the kid was doing.
And so like if she's doing good in school, maybe she does sports, the fucking and it's just going out, like stop trying to demonize your child. You're now putting them in a position where it's like you don't want any spite, you don't want any retaliative nature, you don't want any animosity. So it's like, you're supposed to be there as a guiding protector, as a source of wisdom. And so like if you're treating every time they fucking run the Walmart, because that's what a lot of these fucking small town, like yokel ass towns do, is just go to Walmart and hang out for no reason.
Fuck's wrong
Uh
with that?
it's nothing's wrong with that. I'm just saying that's a behavior, right? And so if you're overly analyzing them running to Wally World, you're eventually going to create someone that you're eventually going to bring in what you were trying to avoid. You're going to summon that. So I
Yeah,
feel he is the asshole. He needs to do some reflecting there.
yeah. I was gonna say like, to put it into perspective, like my mom wants Ella to go to my brother's wedding in
Yeah.
May,
Okay.
roughly around the same time that probably gonna give birth to the next child, right? I
Yeah.
told my mom Ella's not going to that wedding unless myself or her mother, at the very least,
Okay.
is going. I'm not leaving my wife home to give birth to a child by herself, and I'm not sending my pregnant wife on the other side of the country by herself
Mm-hmm.
to, or even with me, to possibly give birth during this wedding. My mom said, "Why? Your dad's a retired cop. Your brother is, once a Marine, now cop. They're gonna be there. They'll keep her safe." And I was like, "I'm aware.
Yeah.
That's my child."
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if I go there or her mother goes there and something happens and we take care of it or don't take care of it, depending on the situation. It's another thing if I willingly go, yes, I'm leaving my child in your care. Now I'm looking back at it going, damn, if I were there or if Kaylee were there or if both of us were there, what could have happened? Would there have been a different outcome? Now you're living with that, what if scenario. Like if I
Yes.
was there, what could have happened? And like I will say right now, like I'm very good at like not doing that given my line of work.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is my child. So like it becomes it's natural for me as a parent to want to go down that path, even though objectively with my peace of mind, like Silent just said
Yeah.
in chat.
Yep.
Um,
I'm gonna pin it real quick.
yeah. What was I saying before I got sidetracked by seeing his comment? Goddamn ADHD. Um, but it's like with my line of work, I can objectively throw that out the window
Yeah.
through constantly doing that over the years. But now that it's my own child and or my wife, just throwing that in there. It's like the fact that I can objectively throw the what if to the side, it is now hardwired into my, the compassionate section of my brain or the caregiver section of my brain where it's like, yeah, we know that you can objectively fucking get over it, but like this is happening to you personally. It's not like just some fucking random person or some shit going on the other side of the world. Like now,
Yeah.
like actually freak out about it. We don't care that you know better, you know? So it's like, that's one of those things. Like I'm going for the peace of mind. And my mom just keeps arguing with me, but she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She's the flower girl. It's like I told you guys when you scheduled this wedding that there's a possibility she won't be there as the flower girl. And that's
And
not
they
on
just
me that
didn't
y'all
listen to you.
decided. Yeah, that's not on me that y'all decided to get her address, do this, that, and that, and make her solely the flower girl. That's not my fucking problem. That's on y'all.
I'm finding in weddings that way too many of planners, especially like brides and moms of brides, they take a lot of fucking creative liberties on other people's wallets and schedules, especially destination. But like already like the dress being bought for Ella, like that's good that a dress was
They
bought.
bought it before. So the initial plan was that
Yeah,
they bought it before we found out, like well before we found out we were having a child. So the initial
sure.
plan was we were going to move, and at the very least, Ella and Kaylee would go
But
because
also
I would
like
just be getting into a new unit. So I would
kids
like try to be
grow.
settled in.
Kids grow aggressively. You know,
Yeah.
that's
This is in
something that
May.
yeah, yes. I'm like, so one, the way I already just look at it, I'm like, wow, that's a really fucking quick time to buy a dress when she may completely not fit in it. Come the time
I mean, it
about
was $20 on Amazon for a
exactly. So like
Amazon dress.
but if they're making
But
a big
still,
deal out of it, they're making a big deal out of it, and it's like, well, it's $20. But you know what I mean? Like this is a side tangent, but my God, when people are spending your money, so to speak, like they're spending, theirs, but when they're spending it on your behalf or like it's your wallet being like spoken for, fuck, are they just the worst? They are.
yeah.
They're not saying your situation exactly, but there are so many times where it's like I have a coworker who was supposed to do a destination wedding with her brother. I don't think she was in the wedding, but she was supposed to go to I don't know Japan and essentially like her mom and sister-in-law's mom, like the fucking itinerary they have planned is ridiculous. Like it would end up being it's like 10 grand a person to go to this fucking wedding. And these newlyweds are, by the way, like not even quite 30, just bought a new house and not really all that set in their careers. Uh like I almost want her to put am I the asshole so I can talk about it. But it's like, why did you fucking do that? Why did you spend all that fucking money? Why are you now telling me I have to pay you back? Why did you not consult me about it first? And because the wedding is just such a consumer's knife driving through people. You know what I mean? It's no longer a beautiful thing that like, it could be as simple as behind the barn, right? But you really doll the place up. Now it's like, if it does, at minimum, it's going to cost 30 grand now with inflation. And so,
Yeah, like
um,
if it's not Instagram worthy, it's not worth it. Like,
exactly.
who fucking cares? It's not about it like
It's about holy
I feel like it's
matrimony.
all about yeah, it's about that. It's not about how flashy and shit it is. But I mean that's a whole side tangent. But
So I'm gonna leave this one up to you. I'm down to call it here. We have already been doing this for about 3 hours, or
I
we can
mean
do
you
one
already pulled
more.
this one up and I read the word bequeath and I'm already disappointed at the fact that they chose to use the word bequeath, but I'm also kind of impressed
Oh,
that they
well,
used bequeath correctly.
let's try to keep this one to the 15-minute one. That way we'll hit an even 3 hours. How's that sound?
All right, let's read through the whole thing then before
Yeah. Before we any kind of.
discuss.
All right. So, am I the asshole? 17 days ago, pitiful underscore spell underscore 3733. Oh fuck, this is an update.
Yes.
Hold on.
So we got to find the original post.
We have to find the original post.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
hmm.
21 days ago. Okay, I think I found it.
We want the update?
No, here actually why don't we leave on the original and then see if the update plays how we want to next episode. That way
Okay.
we could be like, hey, go watch the last one.
Better use bequeath in this one too. I
So
was impressed that they used bequeath correctly in the last one or in
here,
the update.
I'm actually gonna copy this and send it to you real quick. That way we have the update ready to go, you and I. So 21 days ago, pitiful underscore spell underscore 3733. Am I the asshole for refusing to become my sister's carer? I, 25F, have a disabled older sister, 32F. She has cerebral palsy and learning disabilities and requires a high level of daily care. My parents have been her full-time carers for her entire life, and especially once she left school, they have been caring for her 24/7. Sadly, my mom passed away from cancer around a year ago. My father is in his 70s. He's just not able to take care of her anymore, but is refusing to put her in a home, saying that it would be cruel and he doesn't want her to suffer alone, which I can understand. However, he keeps insisting that I should take my sister in and let her live with me. I live on my own in downstairs flat of a house. Technically, it would be all accessible for her, and since I work from home too, I could be nearby if she needed me. The problem is I don't want to become my sister's carer. I already missed I already missed out on so much growing up as my sister took all my parents' time and attention and money. I missed out on so many normal things because of her, and I'm not going to lie, the bitterness is still there a bit. Of course, I love my sister, but I'm only in my mid 20s. I want to be able to travel the world and find love and just do what I want without being tied down to being a carer. My dad keeps pressuring, sorry, I don't know why my dad keeps pressuring me, saying that mom would have never forgiven me if I'm the reason my sister ends up in a care home. But am I the asshole for not wanting her care? Um, I'm going to throw something out really quick. So, please, everyone, if you are ever in a similar circumstance, look at your state's government assistance programs. For example, I have a friend, mom, very disabled. He actually has to take care of his mom. I also have another customer, or I have a customer, takes care of his disabled son. Actually, I'm going to use that example. So he takes care of his disabled son. His disabled son is actually older than I. He actually gets paid for this by the state to take care of his own son. Reason being, in a lot of these circumstances, these people are just really not that financial literate. And I don't blame them for it. But
I agree with Silent.
um,
Shit thing to use the dead mom as leverage.
I agree. I agree.
Welcome,
Spec
Spec
John.
John.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Welcome to New School Originals, motherfucker.
I forgot this fucking. What's up? What's your Discord? Let me throw that in there real quick. I want to say it's just Cash MSO. What?
Oh, that's greatness. I don't think you have the Discord thing set up.
Do I?
No, they use a Discord command.
Uh.
Welcome to New School Originals, motherfucker.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Well, what is my Discord? Is it just cash.nso?
You're asking me.
I'm shoot. I don't know how to look it up no more after they switched it.
It is Cash.
Welcome to New School Originals, motherfucker.
But yeah, I'm down to play a game. What's up? How are y'all doing?
Automod got rid of that.
Did it really? Of the fucking
Yeah, it wasn't asked if you wanted to play a game. It said, or do you want to play my new game? Like they were developing a game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, throw it back in. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Appreciate you. Welcome.
Nothing I can do about it. Automod fucking took care of it.
We can't edit undo auto mode.
Nope.
All right. But yeah, so here I'm gonna roll right back into this right quick. Is that there are state programs out there that help you take care of a disabled family member. Again, there's not a lot of financial literacy in this environment because it's such a sensitive topic. When someone's disabled, not only are they disabled and they should be earning some kind of disability from the state, but they also qualify for a bunch of state programs. One of them being like a family member gets paid as a full-time caretaker for you as if they were a government worker. I see this happen a lot. I have a, what is it? Again, the customer, he takes care of his son, his disabled son. He actually has a pension, a state pension and state pay for taking care of his son because it's seen as a cheaper and more effective way of taking care of whom is disabled. So in this case, what really should have been the way this whole entire time is dad or mom or both getting paid prior to mom's passing, getting paid by the state for taking care of her and signing up for state benefits to have an in-home care coming in now that unfortunately mom has passed. So if, for example, Pitiful Spell said, you know what, I do want to stay and take care of my sister, but I also do want to go out and about, right? She could actually get paid, or they could pursue government-sponsored programs where in-home care comes to the house. It is not it is not unfeasible or like an out there concept. These kind of programs do exist and are state sponsored. For this one, to be honest with you, fuck the dad. That was rough. I'm happy Silent pointed that one out. Awful. To throw, deceased mom in there. This is a mid-20, child. And we actually see this a lot where, just to give an example, where parents have a disabled child who needs organs. Then they have another child, and that child, I think even like House covered an episode on it, maybe Grey's Anatomy. This is a real form of abuse, but it's like they have an organ donor child, right? So after so long, they start ripping organs out of the healthy child. Not saying again that this is what's happening, but okay, disabled child, make another child to take care of older child, right? Again, not saying they're willingly committing a form of abuse. I'm just saying this kind of abuse actually does exist and is well documented. Also, 32F and 70-year-old dad. That's they had that kid late. They had that kid kind of late.
Yeah.
I mean, no judge, but like we'll say kid is 70. What is that? Is that it's not 38, is it? Let's do 70 minus
32 is like
38.
yeah, 30. Jesus
38.
Christ.
Which is okay. I mean, I totally get
It's
it.
not like they anticipated the child to come out fucking disabled to the point where it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, we're too old for this shit.
Yeah. I mean, 38 is still like, sure, I'll probably be like 33, 35. But you know what I mean? Like, more preparation should have gone into this. And I get why animosity does exist from the younger sibling towards the older sibling. Not that it's the older sibling's fault that she is disabled, but for the parents of spending that much time. Part of having a disabled child and other children that are not disabled is acknowledging that, hey, this kid requires more care, but not more attention, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll let Lyric throw in his thoughts.
Well, hold on.
Are we giving perms to
Silent
right now?
You need to.
Do I?
Yes.
All right.
The people in your chat are not good people.
What do you mean not good people? Oh, yeah.
Open
I see it.
fucking
Oh, I
Discord.
see it now.
Those motherfuckers are getting banned from fucking chat. Ban. And ban.
I'm trying to give silent perms and there, you got staff now.
Yeah, I'm fucking damn. Well, they're banned. They're banned.
We'll just have to clean up the post.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking ban this shit.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Well, Silent can deal with it, and I'll help him clean it up later. Don't believe the dad's an asshole one for using the fucking dead mother as a
That's
fucking
everything.
leverage too. I don't believe the original poster that she is an asshole, because like you are allowed to live your own life, and like as shitty as it is for me to say that, like, while that is your sister, more so your sibling, you're not entitled to fucking help them out. You know what I mean? Like, if I reached out to my brother right now and said, "Hey, man, I need, a couple $100 for fucking whatever it is," like, he's not entitled to fucking give me any of that shit. It's like, we are blood related. We are blood brothers, but that doesn't mean we
Yeah.
don't have our own lives. You know, like he is allowed to live his life and do what he wants with his shit, and I'm allowed to live my life and do what I want with my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't believe that she's an asshole. I mean, you could argue, is it a shitty thing to be like, no, I'm not fucking taking care of her? Yeah, but like, you're not an asshole for it. Like, you're allowed to pursue your own goals and your own career. And if taking on your disabled sister, which respectfully
We
doesn't
might
really
we
have
might
much of
need
a
to
future.
pause. Silent
Yeah.
saying he can't.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what's it won't let me fucking
Oh, joins are
do.
paused. That's good.
Yeah, joins are paused. I can't. I'm kicking them, but it's not letting me kick anyone. Welcome. Uh, ban, ban. Um, ban,
Yeah, it's gonna be a
ban.
while of deleting shit.
Luckily, when you ban someone, it fucking uh gets rid of all the shit that they fucking post.
Yeah. Well, does it? Because I'm like, I thought I
Should.
banned.
I'm doing the best I can here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know Discord enough. Oh, there it is.
Uh,
I think that was it.
Drunken Kraut? Oh, I know who that is. Okay. I know who that is. My buddy. Okay, so Drunken Kraut is a real person. I know him. That's my
Okay.
buddy.
Okay.
So he's good. You can keep him. So all those guys were banned and deleted. But they brought in a bot.
Essentially like a mass spam on Discord.
Okay. So oh did fucking is a Jewish sandwich somebody we know? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
cool.
yeah.
I deleted
That's
someone
so
with the name
funny
Jew.
that you
Oh,
mentioned him. He's my IRL friend.
okay, because I remember I banned someone that says Jewish rabbi from the hood, and I just saw
Oh, okay. Okay.
a Jewish sandwich, and I'm like, is that the guy that I tried to ban, and for some reason he didn't get banned? I don't fucking know. Going through all the bots now and seeing if any of the bots are still here.
So like long story short, in post, like they showed up, asked for Discord, and they just posted a fucking bunch of porn in the Discord.
I like how Silent said he couldn't stop it, and I stopped it with 3 clicks. I can't stop it. You stop it with 3 clicks. It's nice. All right, so we're not handing out the Discord to anyone that isn't in chat more than once. Got it.
Can we
if you,
unpin that fucking?
but yeah, we can. Actually, I'm just gonna delete the whole fucking message.
Here, I'll give more perms to Silent real quick. I was not aware Silent couldn't do that.
Well, I got rid of all the people that joined within the last 5 minutes, which should be all those people, and it should have auto deleted everything that they fucking
Gonna delete links.
posted.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah, that dude that was asking like if you could play his game, Flappy Bird Remaked netlify.app. Silent did fucking so Silent, the auto mod caught it and Silent fucking stopped it.
I imagine that game was that link
Probably
was
spam.
yeah.
The Discord's cleaned up. Those people are now kicked and banned from the Discord. And all their fucking weird ass messages are now gone. I don't think it made it into any other section of the Discord what it looks like.
It was a phishing link. Thank you for catching it, Silent.
Yeah, it seemed fucking sus to me.
I mean, it did. It did. I mean,
I didn't click on it.
About once a stream, though, you get some kind of thing that it's like, you know, graphic designer, click this link, more bots, or botted views, click this link. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking. Thank you, Silent. I appreciate you.
Okay, cool. So they're all gone. The Spec John guy seemed like a fucking normal dude. It was the other guy that fucking the guy that said something about a game. And there's this other dude,
our Discord is more fucking popping than
banned too. All right, I banned Greatness too because he's at account that's fucking like brand new. I guess I don't know. They all three of them asked for Discord, and then that happened. So they're all getting.
Someone sent me a friend request. I declined it. So if there's someone,
it was one of those three. It was one of those
Greatness.
Three people.
I want to say, yeah.
Oh yeah, I would say fuck it.
Oh no, it was George Feddington.
George Feddington is
George Feddington,
one of the guys that got fucking banned. Fentington?
Feddington? I don't know.
Atlas Boy, George Fentington, Jolly Mike, Jewish Rabbi, Henderson, were all the people that fucking joined and did all that shit. So yeah, I would block that guy and or murder him.
Everything.
I want you to know, fucking bot people that were in this chat, do it again. See what happens. I will find you. Ask me if you think I'm joking. Try again. Just do it again. I will find you, and I will make your life a living hell. You thought I was petty for fucking wanting to steal a man's chair from that first one. Trust me. We'll get way pettier now.
Anyway. All right. Do we just want to wrap this
for the 3-hour mark?
Yeah. Do we just want to? So I'm gonna say not the asshole. I mean, like, yes, is it a sad situation? But you've been put in a position you didn't sign up for. You're being guilt tripped, and there's more assets at disposal, more programs at opportune than just younger daughter will take care of older daughter. No, there's fucking assisted housing. It doesn't have to be in a home. There's in-home care. There's so much that can be done here. Your turn.
Nope. I mean, you said everything I said. I mean, you said it differently than I would have said, but you said they like the bread and butter of the sandwich was there with what you said. So I'm agreeing. The dad is a fuck stick for what he did, but hey, honestly, I mean, she's 32.
32.
There's nothing else that she's like. I mean this respectfully. She has cerebral palsy and she's 32. There's no like progression for her in life. Like it's just keeping her comfortable until she inevitably passes. Or
cerebral palsy isn't too like that's not a sign. But the learning disabilities, I'm actually really curious about that.
Like how, like she's 32 years old. What knowledge has she consumed? Like, is there something that she can do to like support herself, or at least like it sounds like she's 32, she has a learning disability, but she has to still be watched 24/7 at the ripe age of 32. So it feels to me like if there is any progression, it's slow and at the original posters, and like slow and like painstaking for like the posters fucking lifestyle. So it's not gonna like you're putting your own life on pause. It's just a detriment to that. So it's like you have to, like, even with your own family, you have to learn, like with the one with the pictures, you just got to learn when to put your fucking foot down. Like you do have your own life to live. And I don't mean like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the 32-year-old that's got cerebral palsy, but it's like, it just seems like as slow as it is on a grasp of learning, it's just not viable for the 25-year-old to fucking take care of her 24/7, albeit she works from home. Yeah. But still, it's just like, is that what she's 25? She still got life. You know what I mean? So
they had a 25-year-old, assuming they're 7D exactly, but OP said 7Ds. So we're gonna assume, a little bit more. That's having a kid that's 45. That's having a kid at 45, which is
Yeah.
Again, I have no disparagement, but holy hell, you totally set the 25-year-old up for failure. You fucking entirely signed up for making this kid be the parent to your older kid. Yeah, and
Like one
like
of my friends, his sister has, I want to say cerebral palsy. She's in a wheelchair. Mom and dad take care of her. He had a good life growing up, and so did his older brother. They care for her, but like she still lives with her mom and dad.
Welcome to New School Originals, motherfucker.
Nice.
that's one of the people
band.
we
Yeah. And again, try again, bitch. Fucking. Hey, lost my train of thought. I hate age. Okay, at the end of the day, fucking not an asshole. This, that, and the other. Fucking 32-year-old going to home as respectfully as I can put it. I know that was pretty blunt and rude the way I said it, but put 32-year-old in a home. 25-year-old, go live life. Do what you can. Dad, fucking shove it.
I will wrap the stream up. A couple things. One, thank you all for bearing with us on the whole band thing. That really wrapped up.
Silent,
So-
keep the invites, keep the joins paused for Discord because they obviously still have the link and are still coming back at the stream. So keep the fucking Discord closed for like at least a couple days.
Yeah. What's really unfortunate is that a lot of these posts are very let's still keep it locked. Let's keep it locked down.
If they copied the link, they can.
I'll invite links. I'm gonna
yeah.
say okay, good. Yeah, let's do it like only us or something like that. Yo, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, Dobie funny, do be funny. A lot of these posts are very like, hey, I'm standing firm on my boundary and like seeking second opinions. And I almost find it a little sad. You know what I mean? Because so many people are acting as how I would act in these kind of situations and are very much so just like seeking affirmation, which is what the whole reason for the forum is. But it's almost sad that they've been pushed to this degree of like seeking the public's ideology because of, the fortifying their own beliefs, right? No longer going for it. And so, yeah, I don't know. I see a common theme of that where, unreasonable people are pushing reasonable people to doubt their beliefs. And that's a lot of what this forum is. Tori had also mentioned that it's like AIOR, and it's like, am I overreacting? And so we may actually throw in a couple of stories from that as well.
Yeah. I'm good with that. Thank you guys for coming out. This was kind of like I don't want to say sensing session. This was like
It was awesome.
We were workshopping something. We're looking like a podcast. This was kind of like one of the segments we wanted to do on the podcast, but like also with that, it's gonna like be very random too, like how it was at the start for those of you that were here. So appreciate you guys for coming out and enjoying this. I had fun doing it. As it goes on and grows, we'll be definitely looking at inviting guests. I know Todd has some ideas for guests. I have some ideas for guests. The name I came up with was Pocket Change to fit the whole cast theme, and Pocket Change just being
Pocket
fucking
Change.
random. So the Pocket Change podcast hosted by Cash and Lyric, I think got a nice ring to it. So if you guys like that, definitely fucking let us know. But I enjoyed it. What do you think, Todd? You enjoyed this?
I actually like it a lot. I like it a lot. It was really unfortunate that scenario happened at the end, but no, I enjoyed people throwing in their comments, throwing in their hats in the ring. Yeah, no, that's overall. I think it was a
Silence send me those IED photos if you still have that phone.
So yeah, see y'all probably Tuesday. I'll probably be going
another free game if you want to try it.
I found another one I actually do want to send you. We'll trade them and see what we think.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll say goodbye to everyone. Much love. Stay safe. Stay healthy. For my people in the cold regions right now, take care of yourselves. Don't freeze up. And I hope to see you next time.